You all are ready for the wedding?
No, I do not. We cannot make money, right?
No, I know. We start thinking of closing down.
All right, I think we might as well just get started. I know there's supposed to be more people coming, but with the weather situation and everything, I'm sure y'all don't want to sit here all day. I'm sure you got other stuff you need to do. And like I said, I understand with the weather, people are probably either late coming in or maybe not going to be able to make it. So that's totally fine. All right, so let's go ahead and get started. So who here is new to L'Oreal Professional Products? Anybody?
To the color, I
For the
am.
color, for the color.
Yes.
Okay, all right, cool. So we got a lot of good stuff to go over today. And who is looking for, what type of like products are you looking for to learn from L'Oreal? Are we looking for more like non-ammonia? I know this is a non-ammonia class, so is that what we're looking for, more non-ammonia
Yes.
type of things?
Yes.
Okay, cool. So we have our permanent color line that is not as ammonia free is Inoa. And we have, I'm not sure if you're familiar with that in the back. I got the swatch book in the back there, the black and green. It's right over to your right there.
Right
Yep.
here.
You can pass that one around.
You can pass the color swatch book around if you'd like, so you guys can take a look at that. The other one is Dia Color. So Inoa's been around for a while. We just reformulated it recently. We'll kind of touch on that a little bit more. And Dia Color is our newer line. It's replacing a past line that we had called Dia Richesse. So that's replacing that.
Does it cover 100% gray?
Yes. No, I'm sorry. Dia Color or Inoa? Inoa does cover
Both.
100% gray.
Yeah.
Dia Color covers about 70% gray. So that's more of a gray blending with the Dia Color.
Do you guys have any notepad?
This one is permanent and the other one is like
Demo.
demand.
Yep, 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 you got it. Okay, so just to get started, my name's Marcus. I am a colorist in the salon and I'm a salon manager in Boca Raton. I've been teaching with L'Oreal about 5-6 years now. So I do a lot of these color classes. This is always a good time, so it's a lot of fun. But just since you're all, are you new to, has anyone been to L'Oreal classes like this before, or is this all your first one?
First time.
Okay, so I'll go over some of the things just about L'Oreal, just kind of show you what we're about, kind of the stuff that we have to offer. I won't spend too awful much time on it because I know you'd rather see talk about the hair color and stuff like that, but I just kind of want to go over a few things, before we get started.
Hi guys, welcome
Yes,
to my
I use it
live.
all.
I'm at a coloring class
Yeah,
by
Majirel is
L'Oreal.
great.
Please join in,
Yeah.
please listen. There's a lot of
For the
information
feisty gray,
you guys can know and learn. So please join in, welcome.
She's very sensitive to color, and
You see me?
when I think Redken
Yes,
knocked
you could
out
lift
their
Chromatic.
ammonia-free line, yes, she could use that on her hair and we could get color, but we haven't put color on her hair in like a couple of weeks because of my tractor. So I'm thinking maybe I should try that line on her to see if she's not allergic to it, because she's literally at the point where she might go gray because she keeps having allergic reactions, so.
Yeah, I would definitely give it a
So,
try.
okay.
It is ammonia free. It's it's a vegan
And it
formula
has
as
its
well.
own developer.
It has its own developer, so you'll see the developers of the green bottles right there. That's the developer you're going to use with the Noah.
And I would use just 20 like normal.
Yep, just like your normal application, just 20. You'll notice the consistency is a little bit different, but we'll kind of get into that a little bit. But
No,
yeah, it's yeah.
I have a question.
Yes.
You know, for black color, like the deposit only, I have to use like only 10 volume for deposit only.
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah, we also have a 30 volume with the Noah too, but yeah, we
Yeah,
don't have a
for
30.
deposit,
But
yeah.
for deposit only, yeah, 10
10,
volume. Yeah,
yeah.
yeah. So just to, since you haven't really done L'Oreal classes before, I just want to kind of, this is kind of how we kind of structure our classes. You'll see this a lot when you go to L'Oreal classes. But we have a learning code. Our learning code is basically have fun, jump in, be present, celebrate, and here to help. So basically what that means is if you have anything that you want to share, if you learned something today that you hadn't learned before, feel free to jump in and share that with us. If you have any questions, feel free to jump in and share that or ask your questions. We don't have a lot of time, so let's just all stay focused and just kind of get on what we're doing. But at the same time, I do want everyone to interact and feel comfortable and feel part of the class. So we have learning expectations. That's more your what you've come here for. What did you come here for? You could have stayed home. You got a lot of other stuff to do, I'm sure, but you're here with us. So just knowing what you want to learn. and learning objectives, and that's basically the same type of thing as just what we're here to do and why we're here. So just also, by the way, I know I talk really fast, so if I'm going too fast
I'm
and
okay.
you can't understand or I go over something too quickly, please stop me and let me know. That's probably the complaint I get the most is that I talk too fast. So, okay, so just to let's get started a little bit, let's go around and you tell me your name, tell me how long you've been in the business and something that you came here to learn today.
Okay.
So.
I'm Heidi, I've been coloring hair and stuff for 20 years.
Mhm.
And I wanna just learn as much about L'Oreal color as possible because I do love the Majirel line. I don't use their shade or their semi-permanents and I have definitely never used
You know,
the other one, yeah,
Okay.
so it's nice to learn about their stuff, but I do love their color. They have the best for gray coverage.
yes, absolutely. And you'll see with the Inoa, you can pretty much do everything else with the Inoa as well.
Okay.
So it pretty much does it all.
That's nice to learn
But
about
it's
something new, cause I
yeah.
haven't used it
it's
yet.
very gentle on the skin. You'll have a lot of those clients that get that itching and burning or whatever. You can avoid a lot of that with the Inoa. Okay, how about you?
Okay, I'm Dorothy, and I'm here to learn as much as I can. I am actually an esthetician,
Okay.
and a friend of mine, Carla and I, we are opening a salon there. She is the hair person,
Okay.
and but I was closer here, so I'm the one to take the class here.
Okay. All right. Good. So you got to take some good notes here.
Yes, yes.
And yeah, and anything I
And I
missed.
have used the personally myself.
Okay. Okay. What'd
You
you think?
like it?
I like it, yeah.
Yeah. Okay, good. All right, very cool. So yeah, just make sure you're taking notes. If you have any
Yes,
questions, anything that I missed. Also, in the past slide, I forgot to mention, let's go back to it. My Instagram is Marcus the Colorist. So you can always reach me there if you have any questions or anything that I missed. If there's anything that you asked today that I don't have an answer to, I can always get the answer for you. And you can contact me right there on the Instagram account and I'll get back with you and answer any questions or anything that we missed.
Okay.
Okay.
Alrighty, I am Tanya. I am a hairstylist and a salon owner. And I have never used L'Oreal color, but I've used their like shampoo and stuff.
Okay.
So I'm interested in learning more about their colors and see if it works with our texture hair and see if it gives us more sheen and the quality of coverage, great coverage. So
Right.
I'm very interested.
Okay. So just so you know, I have a whole kind of thing regimented for what we're going to do today. Some of the stuff might be very familiar to you because we're going to talk about textures and stuff like that. Like I said, some of it's probably very familiar. I think it sounds like everyone's experienced behind the chair and has an idea of that stuff. So if we need to, I can kind of speed through that stuff a little bit quicker. That way we can spend a little more time talking about the color and stuff like that. But just let me know if I'm going over stuff that you already know or you're very comfortable with. I'm going to talk about the level system and stuff like that. I'm sure you guys are pretty familiar with that. But just those sort of things, okay?
Okay.
My
Thank
name
you.
is Marie, and I've been coloring hair for many years. So, and I'm here to learn more technique.
A technique, okay.
Yes, and I've been learning colors for many years, and I took classes, from master where I used to work. I think the lie is like matrix.
Oh, matrix, okay.
Yeah, I know matrix like perfectly. And then that's all. And I'm the owner.
Okay.
I own my own salon.
Okay. Are you here in Orlando?
Yeah.
Okay. All right. Very cool. Very cool. How about you?
Yes, my name is Giselle Michelle, and I've been doing hair for about many years, like 20 years.
Okay.
And I have never used L'Oreal color before, so I'm excited to learn about it.
All right, cool, very cool. So like I said, we'll kind of talk about everything. We'll talk more about the color, and we have some new stuff that's relatively new. Metal Detox is one of our big products now. I'm not sure if you're familiar with that at all, but we'll kind of go over that, as well as Absolute Repair Molecular, which is now the new best treatment on the market, where you can repair 2 years worth of damage in one treatment. So we'll
Which
kind of
one is
go.
that?
It's called Absolute Repair Molecular is what it's called.
Absolute. It's like, this is so. Detox, right?
Well, we have the metal detox and then we have the absolute repair molecular. So they're two separate products, but they're both a system where they have like a whole line. So we'll kind of go over that too. I
Molecular.
love both of these new products. These, but
Do you have any literature on that?
we will have it up here, but I don't. You can feel free to take a picture of anything up here too, if you want to, just so you remember everything.
Can you slide up your information?
Oh,
Yes, you know.
the last one?
Yes.
Yeah, of course.
Absolutely.
There we go.
Yes, thank you.
Yeah.
For the colors.
I'll see if you got my iPad.
Yeah, yeah.
The molecular repair, would that be sold here?
Yeah, you can get it here. Yeah, they have it all. Yep, we'll go over that. So what I'm gonna do is, since we're all pretty experienced and we've been behind the chair, I will kind of go very quickly through some of the basic hair color stuff, underlying pigments and level system. We'll go over it quickly because I know you all are have been doing hair for a while, so you don't need me to teach you all that stuff. So let's see, what's next? This is just kind of an idea of what we're going to talk about today. So we did our bonjour, our welcome. We're in a colorful world. We're going to talk about our color products and our stuff that we have. We'll do hair love, which is kind of a lot of it's a L'Oreal's own terminology of how to discuss basically texture and stuff like that when we're talking to the clients. And so we have like a universal language that we're all kind of on the same page. Again, I'll try to go, no, you're fine. I'll try to go kind of quickly through that because I'm sure you all are probably familiar with that, so we can spend more time on the products. And then we'll do a color mount technique, so we'll do that, and then we will be out of here. So let's see what else we got. Okay, so this is our education manifesto. Usually I'll have a volunteer read this, but I'll just kind of go through it quickly since we're limited on time. So basically we have, education is 100% customizable. Everything in L'Oreal is based from Paris. So we have the fashion, art, and everything with L'Oreal is inspired by, Paris and French culture. So basically, what this is we like to put a universal language together when we're talking about texture, damage, and those types of things with the hair. So this is basically our manifesto at L'Oreal that we like to pass on with everybody. So we're kind of all on the same page and working together with a lot of these same things. Has anyone heard about our Heads Up program that we have with L'Oreal?
No.
I'll go over it briefly. Actually, I'll play the video for you real quick, and then we can. No, I didn't want to play the video. Yeah, I'll let you watch the video really quickly, and I'll kind of go over it quickly. So Heads Up is a program that kind of focuses on the mental health of the stylist behind the chair. So what was my number? I forgot it's a percentage of 65% of hair professionals experience depression or burnout or anxiety from working behind the chair. we're kind of the therapist, right? So we not only do their hair, but we, especially our clients that we get really comfortable with, we speak to them a lot. We know their family storyline. We know all about them. Sometimes it's not easy. They may have a death in the family. They may have something horrible that happened. All kinds of stuff. So sometimes that stuff wears on us as well. So what L'Oreal's done, and you can scan this QR code if you want, if you have a chance to kind of get a little bit more information about Heads Up. But basically, it's you know, it's resources that we partnered with the North American Mental Health Association. And so what this is just resources to help the stylist behind the chair, kind of ways to decompress, ways to reset your mind, not let the pressure of being behind the chair build up on you. Because I know I've had it before where I've had burnout where I just was like, I can't touch anybody else's hair. I've had enough of it, you know. So it's just kind of ways to deal with those sort of a thing. We are there for our clients a lot, but not a lot of people think about us dealing with all of these, because sometimes it can be tough. I mean, if we got a situation like now with a hurricane, people, you know,
Expect a lot
yeah,
from you.
they're in a difficult situation. You hear from one person, another person. After you go home, sometimes you sit. I'm sure you've had that where you go home where no music on and you just go home silent. You're just like, oh man, you know. So it's just being able to deal with those type of pressures and just the frustration of all that, the anxiety and everything that comes along with that. So like I said, there's a QR code there. If I can always come back to it. But yeah, just if you're interested in more of that, we definitely have that available. When I first heard about it, I was like, this is kind of weird, but the more I started getting into it, I was like, oh, it definitely makes a lot of sense, you know. Okay, so just kind of briefly to let you know who we are here at L'Oreal. We are a pioneer company. We've been in business 110 years. Eugene Schweller, who is the founder of L'Oreal, created the first permanent hair color in 1906, I believe it was. So we are original pioneers of the hair business. L'Oreal also did create the first hair school back in, I think it was 1924, I believe it was. And then we also had the first influencer advertisement, who was Jean Harlow. And she was the first, like we see influencers all over the place right now, right on the internet and YouTube, Instagram, whatever. But L'Oreal was the first person, or the first company, I should say, to have a celebrity representing. And she was actually advertising blonde platinum, which was a new thing for the Hollywood stars back then. So, yeah, very cool. So we're also, everything we do is for the professionals. So we want, everything is supposed to be, that's why we do these classes, to be able to offer education to everybody. We also have the highest performance of any company. We have what does it say? 3,600 researchers. So we have one of the biggest research and development departments. So that's why we're always coming up with something new before everybody else is coming up with it. We have some products, I don't know if you're familiar with Cool Cover, Metal Detox, which we'll get into, and Absolute Repair Molecular that no other company has, and that's because of our products, and everything is built for safety and performance. So everything works top notch, but also is comfortable for the clients, comfortable for the stylists. Nothing has anything too harsh of fumes or anything like that, because everything is meant to perform well as be safe for everyone. Okay?
Nice.
All right, let's see what else we got. Okay, we don't really need to go through this. We kind of already touched on that. Okay, we'll skip over this too. Oh, I already told you all this stuff, right? We had the first hair dye, we had the first hair school, we had the first influencer. And then we'll skip over this just because we started a little late. Okay, so let's start talking about the color in the product line. So, everybody, is everyone familiar with this? The international level system, how this works? If you're not, we'll just go over it very quickly. One is our darkest color.
we know that.
Everybody knows all that?
Yeah.
Okay, so I won't.
Wait, maybe.
I don't know.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. I don't want to skip over you if you're not super familiar with this. Then, so, okay, good. Yeah, I'm glad I'm not skipping over the time. So basically, I'll say this with my clients a lot of times just to give them an idea when I'm talking about color. 1 is black, 10 is blonde. Just to give them an idea. Well, what color am I? You're a 7. You're a 6. So just to give them an idea. So because sometimes people will say, well, am I a dark blonde or am I a medium blonde? And according to this, you know, a dark blonde is a level 6, but when a client sees a level 6, she's not thinking a dark blonde, right? So to me, it's an easier way to communicate with the clients, and I'll let them know 10 is blonde, 1 is black, and you're
Work your way in between.
right, and you're gonna work your way in the middle. So that's kind of, to me, is an easier way to talk to the clients. I kind of like to educate my clients to let them understand this stuff, let them understand how level systems work, let them understand how underlying pigments work, how levels of lift work, so they understand, because that's how you can limit your expectations and overperform your services, right?
Question
Yeah.
for that. I always get confused a little bit with the underlying pigment. Can you
Yeah, we'll talk about
elaborate
that
a
in just a
little bit on
second.
that?
Yeah, we'll talk
Thank
about that in
you.
just a second, absolutely. So, so yeah, this is basically our level system, and everything is leveled. Of course, 10 is our lightest blonde, 1 is black, and everything is in between that. But again, it's an easier way to communicate with clients, just to kind of let them understand. And obviously, and this works with every color line, so this is not exclusive to L'Oreal. This does work with everything. Okay. Any questions on that? You feel good about that? You got it? Okay, good. Okay, let's talk about underlying pigments and neutralization, because this is key, right?
Yes.
So everything we do is with our color formula. Our color formula plus our underlying pigment is going to equal our final result, right? So it's important to understand what our underlying pigments are, and it's important to understand how to neutralize those. Did you have a question?
Yeah, why is red the first 2, 1 and 2?
Okay, so what happens is, as we lift the hair, from the darker it is, the more,
But isn't it blue and purple first?
no, so that's our underlying pigment would be red. So when you lighten that black
Oh,
hair,
it's the first thing they see.
right, right,
Okay,
yeah,
Comes out
sorry.
the red.
yeah, no, that's all right, but you're on the right track with the blue and purple, because that's how we neutralize it, right?
Right.
So, so yeah, basically everything lifts according to underlying pigments, so it'll be red, red, or orange, yellow, orange. Basically the way I explain it to my clients is, especially if they have hair as dark as mine, I'll say, your hair's gonna lift from red to orange to gold to yellow to blonde. And that's how I explain it to people. When we're lightening your hair, we're gonna expose these underlying pigments. So we need to be able to neutralize those. And so you'll get clients that'll say, oh, you know, after like a month or 2, my hair started getting kind of brassy or kind of red. That's because the gloss is coming out of your hair and these new underlying pigments are starting to show through, right? So what we have to do is, when we're formulating, we have to be able to know how to neutralize each of these tones, right? And so, when you lift the hair, blue will be the first color to leave the hair, leaves us with the red and yellow. That's why we have this. So as soon as we start lightening, we'll pull that blue right out immediately, and then you'll start to see the red undertone. So like if you were to take my hair or one of your hair that's dark and put bleach on it, it would turn red first, right? Right. If I put it on for 10 minutes and took it off, it would be red, right? Red, yeah. And so that's our underlying pigment that comes through. Yep. And as we're formulating our base colors, as we're formulating for glossing our blondes and things like that, we need to understand the underlying pigments, right?
Right, that's where I get, like for the blonde, like for me black, doing a black client, I'm fine with the underlying pigment, but let's say for her with blonde hair, I don't know what to expect her underlying pigment color to be, so it's always like way off.
So it
somewhere.
just matters how light you're gonna lift it, right? So like if you were going for like your hair and you wanted just to be, you know, a little lighter, you're gonna have the red underlying pigment. But if you're going dark enough, 3 and 4, you don't really need to worry about neutralizing that too much, because it's so dark, right? So it's just gonna overwhelm that anyways. But when you but if you want to lift it up lighter, like her hair, you're doing the same thing. You're just going further up into here. So then you're gonna just have to make sure if you're doing a base color, you're gonna want to use maybe a little bit of blue. Or
not with me, like with Caucasian clients.
Right. But that's what I'm saying. Like if you were gonna do, like if you want to do like a color like hers, if you want to lift her up, you might want to add a little blue or a little violet or a little green, just to make sure.
Neutralize.
Right. Because you'll get a lot of clients. They'll say, a lot of people just put an N on, right? And then they'll say, oh well, it's a little warm, and that's because you didn't put any ash in there to be able to kind of neutralize that
Yeah.
a little bit of the green or the blue, depending on how dark you're going.
Mhm.
Yeah, so just, that's kind of how I kind of formulate it, and that's kind of how I think of it, is as I'm lifting it, I'm always gonna get, am I gonna get red, am I getting orange, am I gonna get yellow, where am I gonna be at on my, and then I gotta realize, when I'm formulating my base color, am I gonna need blue, violet, or green, right? So just remember that, the higher you're going, so even if her hair is a level 5 or a level 4, if you're going up into the 7s, you're gonna have to neutralize that, right?
Blue or violet.
Right, with the blue and the violet, right? So that's just a lot of it. Like I said, your formula plus your underlying pigment is gonna create your final result. So just kind of keep it in mind like that. This is another thing I explain to my clients. I even do it with people with dark hair, I do it with blondes, I do it with everybody, because I let them know that your hair is gonna probably get warm. It is probably gonna get a little brassy as we go, and that's because of underlying pigment. And as the gloss rinses out of your hair, and I'll explain what the gloss is for. The gloss is gonna neutralize, especially if you're a blonde, right? I'm using mostly violet, very soft, right? But I'm letting them understand that the gloss is gonna rinse out gradually over a month and a half or so. The more you shampoo it, the more you iron it, the more you're on the sun, you're gonna lose that gloss. Right, exactly. And you're gonna see more of this underlying pigment. So you either come back, gloss it again, or whatever you need to do, right? But that just kind of helps so your client understands why this is going this way. Because I have had clients that I've gotten from other people, and the only reason they came to me was because their colorist didn't explain this to them. You know, oh, I don't know what it is. Every time I go to her, after like a month, my hair starts getting brassy and orange, and yeah, that's gonna happen probably with me too. But the reason is this. But I know how to neutralize it because I have this. But had that previous hairdresser explained that to her, she probably would have never ended up in my chair in the first place. She would have been like, oh, okay, now I get it. So, right. So to me, I think it's important to educate the clients on it so they kind of have an understanding of how it all works, and so they know why is my hair turning brassy? Why is it so light, so much lighter down here? Well, because the hair is older hair, right? And it's more porous, so it doesn't hold on to the color, it oxidizes a little faster, right?
Gotcha.
So it's those things kind of educating the client, to me, I think are key, just because it puts in their mind how it works, they understand it a little better. And then of course they don't think, oh, she doesn't know what she's doing, or my hair turns red after a month or so. So you can kind of get that in their head. And then also that you can always know that you have glossing for an additional service, right? So you might take someone who's a level 3 and they want to go up to a level 7 or 8 on the blondes, right? Okay, I can gloss it nicely today for you, but in a month and a half, 2 months maybe, you're gonna start to see that warm tone again. When you do see that, come back. And you don't have to get a base, you don't have to get new highlights, you just need a gloss. But then that's another service, and you can, if they're doing a gloss, you could always do a metal detox, you could always add an absolute repair molecular treatment, or whatever, if you use Kerastase or whatever kind of treatment you have in your salon, you could always upgrade it with that too. So it gets a little extra. And these are quick services, and they're easy, more money in your pocket, and they're very quick and easy. I mean, like if I'm doing a gloss and a treatment, my assistant's doing most of it. I'm not hardly doing any of it. So, but that's just an extra service that goes right on the ticket, right? So it's all about upgrading too, and getting more services, of course. Okay, so here's our L'Oreal color wheel, and this is our number system. You'll probably see this if you look in the swatch books. You'll see this a little bit better, but you'll see the way that the colors are numbered. So just always remember that the 1 is blue, 2 is violet, 3 is gold, 4 is copper, 5 red violet, 6 is red, 7 is green, and 8 is mocha. Also notice where our mochas lie on the color wheel. So if you're darker colors, level 4, 5, and 6, you're gonna be between the red violet and the blue. And if you're more towards the lighter colors, the 7 and 8, you're gonna be between the blue and the green. So it's gonna be a little bit more ashy with the mochas on the lighter colors. Okay, does everyone feel good about everything so far? Am I skipping over anything or going too quickly?
You're good.
All right, good. Okay, so let's talk about Dia-Lite. Okay, so this is my one slide on Dia-Lite. I got more, and we can go into it a little bit more if we have questions or anything like that. But basically, Dia-Lite is demi-permanent. It's an acidic formula, so it will only deposit. It will not lift the hair at all. So in mind. If people will say, well, can you put the gloss and lift it up a little bit? It will not do it. It's just acidic, so it's just straight deposit. So you're gonna see a lot new to the product, watch it, because it can go quick, it does go very quickly. And it is easy to overtone.
Oh, yeah.
What I do is, a lot of times is I'll mix, clear with it to dilute it, so that way it works a little slower. Also, it works up to about 20 minutes, so after about 20, it'll usually stop. But what I kind of do is I do 9 volume for 5 minutes, or I do 6 volume for 10 minutes. And that's kind of the way I kind of do it. A lot of times I'll just look at it when it's ready. Another thing I do when I'm doing blondes is I'll have my assistant section out all the face frame highlights, put the color, if I'm doing the 5 minutes, let's say I'm doing 5 minutes for 9 volume. So I'll section this all out around the hairline, and then I gloss all of this, so that'll sit for 3 minutes. Then I take the rest and put it on for 2 more minutes. So then this has all been processing for 5, but this is only processed for 2. So that way I don't have to worry about it getting too ashy, coming up a little bit purpley or blue or anything like that, because they hate that. You know how that goes, and they're gonna
Especially in the front, they want that.
exactly. And that hair is so sensitive around the hairline,
Yeah, it
and it's so
processes
porous
faster.
from being right. Exactly, it processes faster, and it's so porous from being freshly lined that it'll just soak that right up. And so
Right.
that's why I'll use that, and I only do it like 2 minutes on there. That's kind of my little trick that I've learned, to do it that way, just because you get a little more even lifting, and you don't, the main thing is, like she was saying, if they're blue or purple around the front, you're gonna hear about it,
It's gonna-
definitely.
yeah,
So,
oh, yeah.
so, do you have a question?
Yeah, you said 9 minutes, 9 volume for 5 minutes?
Yes.
6 volume for 10 minutes?
Yes,
Okay.
yep,
all
yep,
right.
6 volume.
yep, so that's kinda how I do that.
For 10 minutes.
Of course.
And then, and if you get a chance to check out the swatches, you can kinda see
Yeah.
what
Can
we
I see
have.
that other book, the green one,
Okay.
please? Thank you.
This is the permanent.
Is there any questions at the light at all?
So far so good.
So far, so good?
No.
Can you repeat that one part, the volume? No.
Yes, 9 for 5 minutes, or 10 for 10 minutes.
10 for 10?
10 volume for,
6 volume.
I'm sorry, 5 minutes, yes.
Oh,
Yes.
I'm confusing myself. And then, like I said, if you have anything I missed, let me know, we'll come back to it.
9 volume for 5 minutes.
Yep.
6 volume for 10 minutes.
Mm-hmm, yep, and then again, I always watch around the hairline with that porous hair, the really ashy tone of the gray. I use it on a lot of the younger people that don't have any gray, when they just wanna darken down or something like that. Yeah, 20 minutes, so that's another thing too, that's awesome, the 20 minutes definitely speeds things up. So what I'll do a lot of times too is I might do my single process with Inoa, and the Inoa's gonna process 35 minutes. I'll go back and I'll pull the ends through, reestablish the ends with the Dia color.
And are they close in color, like, so if I did the Inoa, and then like I could, like if I did a level 6, and I could find a level 6 that's going to match.
Yeah,
up
it should be pretty
perfectly?
close. If you're gonna process it 20 minutes, it should be pretty close.
Okay.
Yeah, you always take into account what you're starting with too, of course, the hair, if the hair is super porous or
Right.
super blonde, you might want to
Super
go a
light
little bit more.
compared to, right.
Right,
Does
right.
it cover, or does it color darker, like, is it like, the level, is the color for this a little darker than the color for the Noah?
No, it's pretty spot on. Sometimes I will say I do formulate a little darker with this,
Okay.
especially if it's on gray or on blonde hair. If I'm doing like a blonde low light or something, I like low lights on blonde hair, I would definitely formulate a little bit darker with that.
Okay.
Okay, for example, you cannot use no, you cannot use the demi after relaxing.
I'm sorry?
I cannot use the demi after relaxing.
I would think you could, yeah, because it
Not
doesn't.
because no ammonia.
Yeah, because there's no ammonia, so I would think, I would absolutely think you could use it after
Especially
relaxing.
for grays, yeah.
Yeah, I mean, you're only gonna get 70%. I've used the Inoa after relaxer before, so, but it doesn't, again, the Inoa doesn't have any ammonia in it either, it's MEA. That's that's your catalyst that's gonna lift the hair. So, you can definitely do it. I mean, I wouldn't use bleach after the ammonia, after the relaxer or anything like that. But you could definitely color the Inoa with it if you wanted to. I have a girl who, she has black hair. She gets a relaxer her hair is probably, it's not black, it's probably like level 3, you know, but she gets a relaxer in her hair, and I highlight her with Inoa. So somebody else does the relaxer, I only do color, so somebody else will do the relaxer, and then she'll come to me, and then, you know, they blow it out and everything, and then I'll go back and highlight it in foils with the Inoa, and then it'll lift her up to, she gets like, I think she gets 9.12 is what I use on her. It gets to be about a level 7, 8, and it comes out beautiful, very nice, because I'm using a 9.12, right? So that's a blue violet. So as I'm lifting her to that lighter, remember I'm exposing that orange and that yellow, so the 9.12 is going to neutralize that, right?
Yeah.
So she's not going to be so orange or anything like that, right? Okay, good. Again, 20-minute processing with the Dia color. It's great for if you're doing like a tone-on-tone color, where you're doing like a dark base, but you want to add a little bit of lighter pieces or just some dimension in the hair. It's great for that sort of a thing.
If you have to use that as a deposit only, you have to just straight put it on a client hair. No wash it before. Sometimes you wash it before and you put it.
Yeah, I don't think you need to wash it before. I
You
don't.
have to
Yeah.
just straight.
No, I just put it right on their hair. Yeah, because that. Well, number one, that's an extra step. You know, if I gotta wash their hair, then I gotta dry it. Like I don't got time for that, right? I mean, we got more people lined up, right?
No. Some you
Yeah,
know. I know I'm talking about. So some of them you have to wash it first and you put it on.
Yeah. No, I have seen that before. Yeah, but you don't need to do that with us. You can just put it right. They can come right in the door, sit in their chair, and put it right on.
Okay, thank you.
Do you have any other questions about Dia color? Again, it's great for gray blending. I use it for low lighting is top notch. And I have a lot of people that have like a gray base, and I put highlights and lowlights, and I just blend the gray with, where I'll do like a lightener, and then I'll do this for the low light, like an 8N or something like that, just 8.13 or something like that, and just low light it with it. Comes out beautiful. So yeah, this is your best product for
A
that.
lot of color, low light, highlight.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, it's very good. So it, like I said, it also, like I said, it lifts a level and a half. So if you got that, you know, the base, you want to lift that up as your low lighting, you can do that with this too. So that's what I usually use 15 volume with it when I low light, just so it lifts that base up a little bit. So just keep that in mind.
Use 15 volume for
You
low
can
light.
use 9 or 15. You'll get more gray coverage with the 15. And you'll get a little bit you'll get more of a lift on it with the 15. The 9 is gonna be pretty much mostly deposit because you don't have the catalyst to really lift that. Right.
And after the relaxer, you have to use 9 volume? If
You can use a 15 volume. I've
15
used the
volume.
20 volume with the
Yes,
Inoa
no,
before. Yeah, I've used, honestly,
After the relaxer?
I've used, I shouldn't even say this, so don't tell L'Oreal that I told you this, but I've used Majirel with like 40 volume after the relaxer before, and it's still,
Really?
yeah, it's still fine, yeah.
Because
Yeah, as long as you're not
it has a
using
lot of
bleach.
moisture in it.
Yeah.
The
Because
moisture,
it has
the
moisture,
oil.
and it has the in-cell technology in the Majirel, so that basically conditions the hair as it's
Right.
lightening and lifting the hair. So that's why you can use the Majirel with it too, and lighten it as well, with even if you use high lift or something like that. It's just not the bleach. The bleach was
Yeah.
not a good,
Not
a good situation with that. But like I said, for highlight, especially if you want a low light or highlight, I should say, yeah, the Inoa definitely all the way for
Yes.
that. Yeah.
The Dima is good for.
Yeah. So here is our favorite, well, most people's favorite, is the Inoa. So the Inoa is 100% gray coverage, and it is an oil-based color. So make sure your hair is completely dry when you're applying this, just because oil and water do not mix, as we know. So if the hair is wet, you won't get the full deposit of the color molecules. So just keep that in mind. We did also reformulate this probably about 9-10 months ago or so. So this is all new. It's a product that's been around for a while, but we do have some new features with it. It is now a vegan formula. We used to have beeswax in it, so it wasn't, but now it is a vegan formula. Some people that matters. That's a big help to some people. Another thing is it doesn't have a smell to it, so you don't get that strong chemical smell. We'll mix some up here and we'll put it on her in a little bit here, but you'll see the consistency is a lot thicker and it's adherent. So basically where you put it is where it's gonna stay. It's not gonna be dripping, it's not gonna be splattering all over the place. And it's easy to apply and it'll basically stay where you want it to stay. So like, I feel like for instance, like a Majirel, the double ends are a little bit more watery. So those can get a little messy and stuff like that, where this doesn't really do that. So and it doesn't have that chemical smell to it, of course, like I said. The shine on this product is pretty fancy. It's pretty good. So yeah, I'll even run this through people's hair. Like I'll do a base color and just run it through the last 5 minutes or something at the bowl. Just to, even if it doesn't really deposit as much color, it'll just give it a little bit of shine to it. Yeah. Yep. So yeah, this is probably our most popular product is Inoa, and then Majirel's we won't get into Majirel today just because that is an ammonia product. But yeah, so basically, the other two products that I mentioned to you, I forgot to mention this, the Dia Color and the Dia Color and the Dia Light are 2-to-1 mixing ratios, so 1 ounce of color to 1.5 ounces of developer.
I'm going to ask.
Yep, I knew I forgot it, so I had to add that in there. The Inoa is 1-to-1. So just one ounce to color, 1 ounce to develop.
Yes.
Yep. We're constantly coming out with more colors.
Okay,
So
if you have to use the all of the whole tube.
the whole tube.
How many you have?
I believe the tube is 2.6 ounces, so it would be. I can actually let me look on the tube. I believe it's 2.1, so 2.1 ounces.
How many we have to use? That?
It depends.
So you would, if you did a whole tube, you would do 2.1 ounces of developer with
Okay.
it. Yep.
Yeah. So it
And
could
so
be
you
one
said
to
the Dia
one.
Color is 2 ounces of developer and 1 ounce of color.
Yes, and the Dia Color tubes are a little bigger, I believe. I think that. Oh no, maybe I think they're 2 actually. Yeah, 2 ounces with this. So yeah, if you
Okay,
did
2
2 ounces of, so if you did a whole tube of Dia Color, then you would have 3 ounces of color.
Okay.
Right. Yep.
Repeat that?
So if you use the whole tube of Dia Color or
Okay.
Dia Light,
You have
that
to
would,
use like 3.
yeah, you would do 3. You'd do 3 ounces of color or developer. I'm sorry.
Developer.
So 1 to 1.5
One
to
to
1.
one
Oh,
or
yeah.
near.
Yeah,
Oh,
I'm sorry.
one,
Yeah, I know, I was getting you confused. Keep
it's
saying
1
2, I
to
don't know why I
1
said
half?
2. Yes, 1 to 1.5. So 1 ounce of color to 1.5 ounces of.
Okay, of liquid.
Yep.
Okay.
Yep. So yeah, the Inoa is, like I said, it has the best shine. We have a lot of new reds coming out with the Inoa too, so that has a nice reflect. The red is beautiful. It has just a really great reflect on it. A lot of times when I'll add a little bit of gold to my products, when I'm doing a red, they'll give it a little bit more of a reflect of the red as well.
You use gold.
What's that?
You said you use gold with red.
A little bit of
A
gold.
little bit of gold if I'm doing a red.
Red,
So I like to put, because the red
It's
has gold in
magnified,
it.
yeah.
Right, so then a little bit of extra gold with the red.
in
Go ahead. No, I want you to tell us.
red magnify, the blue and when you put the red, you can just add a little gold on it and to neutralize.
To brighten.
Right. It'll kind of make that red tone
Pops
pop
a
out a little
little
more.
bit.
Yeah, it gives a little more richness and stuff to it. So that, yeah, because the gold, the red has gold in it. So if you add a little bit more of that gold, and also if you're going more of a red, sometimes if you're going with a red and you mix it with like an N, the N will dilute the red a little bit more.
Yeah, neutral.
So you could always use the gold in place of the N, because the gold will help you cover the gray. It'll deposit better, and it'll give a better reflect on the gold, on the red, or any gold tone. Another trick I'll teach you, it's not on here, but something to know, is we have clear with Inoa, so you can also neutralize your tones with that, but the Inoa clear will also lift the hair. So you can use it to base braid, you could use it to highlight,
It just lifts one level?
it just lifts like a level or 2,
And
yeah.
does it leave a natural tone, or does it leave?
It leaves a natural tone, so if you're lifting, depending on what you're shifting it with, you probably will need to go and gloss it just to neutralizing tone. But the one big thing is, that I like it for, is you can almost use it like an eraser almost. So I'll just tell you this story. I had a lady that she got, I don't even know how much money she spent, $2,000-3,000 on extensions. They were blonde extensions, and they were like gold. They were like the color of that handle of that thing. Yeah, they were really gold. So I gloss them, and I glossed them with, I think, 10.21, so that would be level 10 violet blue, right? And that was in Dia Light that I used it for. Well, remember how I said when it's ashy, you want to keep an eye on it? Well, I did not keep an eye on it. When I came back, they were gray.
Great.
Yeah. And this lady just spent about $3,000 on the extension,
Wow.
so you can imagine my mindset at that point. So what I did was I shampooed them, I dried them, I put Inoa Clear with 20 volume over them, let it sit for about 8 minutes, they were back to brand new, the same color they were when they came. So it pulled that gloss right out of the hair. So it's always, you can use it for base break with that, you could use that for highlighting, but the main thing to me is it's an eraser. You ever overtone,
This
over
is the
gloss?
Dia one?
It's
Right
in
here?
the, yep, that's it right there, yep, that's it. Yep, so you just mix that with your 20 volume,
20
it'll
volume.
lift up 2 levels, but it'll pull out glosses.
Everything that's in there.
If you overtone, if just, I've had times where I've done the gloss and I'm like, I don't really like it, you know.
Now, if you're pulling it out of like highlights, but yet they still have like a brown color in their hair, is it going to lift the brown color? Because brown color has already color on it, it's not gonna lift through that. but
No,
it'll lift
if it
through the
has-
highlights with the lighter color.
Right. If it has color on it, it won't lift it.
Okay.
If it
So
doesn't,
like the toner, it'll pull, like if I
Pull a
overdone it in the
little bit from
highlights
it.
and just, but she still has base color,
right.
and then she had highlights, okay.
Yeah, it won't shift or compromise that base color at all. If it is natural, it might, but
Lift
you're
it.
not gonna leave it on long
Right,
enough to
just
lift
enough
it.
to try to remove.
Yeah,
what
because
she
you're
did
just
to
pulling
the
out that old
highlights.
gloss
Okay.
or whatever. But it's just something to keep in mind if you make a mistake or
cool.
something
Okay.
doesn't go right.
So it's more of a correction color?
Yeah, you could use it for correction
clear,
color, yeah,
okay.
yeah. But like I said, you could use it to highlight if you wanted to. You could use it to for a base break. Sometimes I'll do people that hair's already blonde down here, and they want it to be. It's just starting to get the gloss is wearing out. It's getting a little yellowy as it oxidizes. I'll use a Inoa Clear with 20 volume, just kind of hand paint it on the ends, and then that'll just kind of pull out in a yellow tone, and then I can go back and gloss it. Or sometimes I don't even need to do that. Okay.
And you charge the same, you charge less?
I'm sorry.
We charge less when you use the gloss. How much money you can charge for a gloss
Oh,
For the
I checked
gloss,
that. Thank
just
you.
like the gloss by itself, or
by itself? Yeah.
I usually do 75 for the gloss.
Okay.
So like I'll say you get your. A lot of times what I do is I throw the base in with the gloss in with the base color. So if you come in just and book with a single process for me, it's gonna be $150, but you're getting the base and you're getting the gloss
Gloss,
and
yeah.
you're getting a metal detox too.
Yeah,
So it's
yeah,
not,
like
you're
the
getting all of it.
double
Oh, it's
process.
everything.
Yeah, and the
Like-
thing is, the reason I do that is because I don't like people to tell me no. I don't like them to say, well, I don't want that. Because I'm giving them these services because that's what
That
they
they
need and that's
need.
what's best.
Yeah.
And I feel like a lot of times with salon or with your clients, the more you start, it's this much, this much, this much, this
You
much,
think
they
it's too
start
much.
to
They start
get like,
changing their
oh,
mind,
you know.
yeah.
But if you say, I do 150, you're out the door.
Yes.
Well, that's just for the color, of course, and the blow dry, whatever that's gonna come from somebody else. But that, I like to do it like that just because, like I said, when I used to do extensions too, and I would have these, okay, so it's this much for the hair, it's this much for the application, it's this, and then you have to get a special brush, you have to get a special shampoo, well, it's this much for shampoo. So in my, where I live at, they kind of get to be like, oh, you know, this is a lot, you know, like, but if you just say 150 for all of it, they're, okay, you know.
Okay.
So yeah, so that's what I kind of do with the glosses. I also do that with metal detox. We'll get into metal detox in a minute. But I do the same type of thing with metal detox too, where I just throw it in there and it's, you're good, you know, you're
It's
gonna
a
get charged
treatment
for it.
and you're gonna charge, yeah.
But at the same time,
Well,
I
not-
want them to use it because it's
Yeah.
making my job easier, right?
Not scaring them.
Yeah, and again, you get people that if the products, as long as you're recommending the appropriate
Right.
products and products they need, your clients are gonna trust you, right?
Mm-hmm.
But you don't want to be to the point where they feel like they're overwhelmed by it, and you want them to get the services, you want them to get all the stuff because they need it, and it's what's best for their hair. It's not because I want to make more money off of them, it's because they need it, and this is what I need to make your hair the best. And so when you get into the point where they're like, well, I don't want to pay the extra 40 for the gloss or whatever, I don't want to pay the extra 20 for the metal detox, and you know, well, it's not going to be the best. So I just want to give you the best. So I'm just going to give you the whole thing and just put it all in one because I don't want them to tell me no. Everyone feel good about Inoa?
Yeah.
Any other questions about this? I know it's a very extensive line, and
It's
Yeah,
good
it's-
information.
It's great though. It really is a great product and it has a lot of benefits. You can use it for pretty much everything. The only time I would, just to give you a heads up, I don't really use Inoa is if I'm using base in between. I'm doing a foil and putting the base in between the foils. And the reason I don't is because the gold, or the not the gold tones, the Inoa. Remember I was saying how it's very adherent and it's not drippy, it's not messy. So normal color like Majirel, like let's say you're doing somebody with gray roots and you're highlighting them, but you need that color to expand a little bit to get on those gray roots because the bleach isn't going to cover the roots, right? So you need that. If I get that foil in there, if I can put that gloss or the Majirel, it'll expand a little bit and it'll cover that gray root. The Inoa won't expand like that. It only colors what you put in.
Where you put it.
So to me, if I miss a spot with the Inoa when I'm doing it between the foils, you'll see it. So with the Majirel, I like to use the Majirel better for that because if I do
Better
miss a
coverage.
spot or I don't get it all the way in there, it'll still expand and it'll still cover it. Yeah. So that's just something to keep in mind with that.
Okay.
All right.
And for the Noah, this is the one that has the base, the oil base.
Yes, it's all oil based. So there is a specific developer. It's the green bottle there. So yeah, it does have its own particular developer that you use with it.
So you can use for this one for both, or I have
No.
to use this one.
That the Dia activator is what you're going to use
Both
for the
that way.
Dia.
Okay.
Yep, and then the Inoa, you only use the Inoa with the Inoa. So you won't use it with the
Can be
bleaches or
mixed.
anything. No, you don't mix them because there's two totally different technologies. One's an alkaline. No, the Dia color is an alkaline. The Dia Richesse or the Dia Light is an acidic, and then the Inoa is oil based. So you don't want to mix the two because they just don't.
Go together.
I've never mixed them together. I don't really know. I wouldn't trust it though. I definitely wouldn't trust it with that. So who knows? Somebody might have mixed them and had great results with it, but I don't. If I was doing it on a paying client, I wouldn't mix them. Definitely not. All right. Any other questions with the Noah or any of the other lines? I know, like I said, I know I'm going through them so fast.
Only one line.
We're good.
You good? All right, good. I like this group. Picking it up easy. Okay, so I'm just going to touch quickly on we have several lighteners. Let's see. Lightener, it lifts 7 levels.
This one for balayage.
It's a clay lightener, yeah. So it's more for balayage. You can use it for everything. You can use it in foils. You can use it on the scalp. You can use it open air. You can use it freehand. You can use it for whatever. But for balayage, this is the lightener to go with, definitely.
For balayage.
Yeah. So one of the good things about this is kind of like I was saying about the Inoa. It's very adherent. So you can just paint it right where you want it to go. It's not going to smudge all over everything. It's not going to be all over your fingers and leave fingerprints all in the hair. Another good thing is it processes pretty quickly, but it doesn't almost go like immediately. So if you end up getting it on a spot where you don't want it to, it's kind of forgiving where you can kind of get a wet rag or towel or something, kind of get that off. So if you make a mistake, it's kind of forgiving with that. Go ahead.
When you just painting, when said like level 7, when you wash it out, it's like really orange.
Yeah, I usually
I would
only,
lift it with 30 or 40.
yeah.
Sometimes you gotta lift it with a higher
Volume.
developer to get
If
it
you
to
do it
past the orange phase and get to a
Yeah.
yellow.
If you're doing open air, or freehand, definitely go higher on the volume because the foil usually is gonna keep the color moist and it's gonna trap the heat in. So the heat will help it process with the foil, right?
You
But-
can put it under the dryer, or you can just leave it.
All right, we'll pause the video for a second. No, I'm just kidding. You're not supposed to put it under heat, but
Okay.
it does work under heat. What I would do is I would do it probably like 5 minutes under the dryer.
Yes.
Yeah, so you don't have to do it. I definitely wouldn't put the color on, put them straight under the dryer. I wouldn't do that. But if you get to there
No,
where
you have to wait like 45 minutes to.
yeah. So if it comes up and you're like, it's been on there 40 minutes or so, it's still a little yellowy or whatever. But again, when I'm doing balayage, either doing them on really light bases or I'm doing them where I'm doing more of like a level 9 or a level 8. I'm not going for those bright.
Cause they're not
bright
trying
ones.
to go to 10, nor
Yeah,
platinum.
I would rather use myself, and not saying you can't do it with this product because you can, but for me, I would rather use like Blonde Studio 8 or Blonde Studio 9, which is one of the stronger
it
ones that
higher.
do
Oh,
have
oh,
ammonia.
yeah.
But if you're using it on you know, hair that might be a little bit sensitive or that's breaking or anything like that,
Pores.
I use this pretty often on hair that has already been lightened.
Lift.
Lighten.
Yes, so like what I might do is I might do like a foil or like a foilage or something on the hair, and then the hair in between, I'll go ahead and tip out with this.
With,
So
with 20 volume developer.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Yeah, but I'm using it, I'm not letting it sit too awful long for one, because I'm already doing, the foils are already in the hair, so I'm already got that's already been going.
Yeah.
Right, so but then if you wanna use it just to slightly lift that yellow tone out, it'll definitely do the trick for that too. And again, it's ammonia free and it's very safe on the hair, it's very gentle. So what I'll do is I'll go through, like I said, I'll foil it, all the hair that's left, I'll balayage it on the ends of the hair. So then it'll just lift it up a level or two while the rest of it, well, maybe a little bit more than that, but while the rest of the hair is processing.
After the processing, what toner do you think you can use when it's turned like orange?
Well, if it's orange, the
gotta
thing is you
neutralize
gotta
that.
work with what you got, right?
Right.
So if it only turns up to orange, you're probably only about what, level 7, level
7.
6, right?
6, yeah.
Yeah.
6, 7.
So you gotta gloss them with a level 7 or level 6 because it's the gloss isn't gonna
Go any higher.
totally
I
neutralize
can
it.
use the gloss?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Yeah, absolutely. And what I've done, and I don't know if you would want to do it like this, but I've done it with like a double process, for instance. Like I'll do, someone wants to be all blonde, and I'm putting the bleach right on their roots, right? So I've done that where I put them on there, I put the bleach on, let them sit, and they'll get to level 10, but they'll have a really like yellowy undertone.
Yeah.
I actually had a young guy, he was probably like 18, 19, come in the other day. He had dark hair, very curly, he had like he had really nice hair. And he was young, he was, like I said, he was probably 18, 19. And he wanted to be all light, like he didn't want to be like blonde, but he wanted to be blonde. So I bleached it, and it came out very yellowy, and when I got done with him. And what I ended up doing was I used a Inoa 10.21 with 20 volume on it. So then I went back over it and lifted it up a level or two, what I had left.
You said 10.21?
10.21, yep, with 20 volume.
With 20.
And it lifted that yellow and orange up a little bit. It neutralized it with the yellow and 10. It was perfect when he left. So instead of going back and bleaching him again, which would have been rough, right? Because then it's right
Yeah,
on the
sometimes,
Irritate the
you know, I
skin
take
and-
one class with a guy thing, you know, guy thing,
Yeah.
right? Okay. Yeah, sometimes you just redo it again with wet hair.
Yeah, that's another option too. You can definitely do that too. And actually, when I did this guy, I dried it because I used the Inoa. But yeah, you could go back and do it wet too if you wanted to. Yeah.
You said 10 volume to 10 to 20 and add to that
Welcome
20
guys,
volume.
welcome to my channel. We're at a live class. We're doing color on L'Oreal. It's some new products,
just
so if you
because
guys
with the
could join
global,
in, please check it out. It's very
I just feel like
interesting.
it is a
We'll
little
be
bit
doing
thicker,
the
and because it is
practical
so
soon,
thicker,
so
you
welcome,
just
welcome.
want it
Please
it's
watch,
just a lot
like,
easier to apply.
share, and
it'll lift up
subscribe.
faster too, because I feel like if you put too much developer, you're kind of just like watering down the product. But with this on the scalp, you got the heat from the body heat that's going to process a little bit faster too. So that way it can kind of work with that. Okay. I'll just kind of
This
go
is the
over.
one, no,
Let's see. Hold on. Where's
this
that?
is 1022.
Oh, well, you know what? They skipped over hair love, which is actually good because we don't really need to spend too much time on all that stuff. So that's good.
10, 20, 32.
Okay. This is Metal Detox and Absolute Repair Molecular. So these are our two newest products. Well, actually, Dia Color is our newest product, but these are like some of our newer things that we have. So Metal Detox, let me see if we have it. Okay, yes, we do.
You said 1021, I cannot see it in the book.
It'll be that one.
Oh.
And actually, there is a 10-1 in that as well. I'll show you real quick. I'm trying to get in the way of your camera.
Oh, you're
here.
fine.
here's our 10-2-1. These are our what we call milkshake tones.
Okay.
So these are our what you would use for your blonde glossing. I like the 1002 a lot. The 902 is really nice. What I really like is
Those are toner.
yeah, they're basically toners, but yeah. Yep. And then there is where is my one color? 1013. This is probably my favorite right here because I like to add a little bit of gold to the when I'm glossing usually.
The bottle.
This okay, so this is our Metal Detox pre-spray.
The bottle.
This okay, so this is our Metal Detox pre-spray. And let's see how close I can see it. And let's see how close I can see it. So basically these are kind of giving you just an idea of what we can get with one more. We'll come back to absolute repair. Molecular absolute repair. Molecular okay, here we go. So Metal Detox. No, you're good, don't worry. So Metal Detox is basically it's your insurance policy for lifting the hair. I use it anytime I lift the hair. So if I'm lightening, even when I'm lightening the base color, I use the Metal Detox. So basically what you're gonna do is the way I do mine is I spray the hair, probably 10 to 12 sprays depending on how thick the hair is and how long it is. And I usually, what I do is I put the Metal Detox in the hair before I go mix the color. So I go spray it in the hair, I go back to the color dispensary, mix my color. By the time I cut back, the Metal Detox is usually dry in the hair, and I can go ahead and perform the service. So what the Metal Detox is gonna do is it's gonna encapsulate the metals inside the fiber of the hair. So the metals in the hair don't really, on the surface of the hair, don't give us a huge problem, but the metals in the fiber of the hair do. And if you have, if you get your hair wet, you've got metals in your hair because through the pipes and that type of stuff, through plumbing, you're gonna get some metal in your hair from it. So what the Metal Detox does is you apply it before your color service, and it's gonna encapsulate those metals in the hair, which is gonna protect it from the rest of the color. Because the way, especially lighteners, when they counteract with those metals, they can create weak spots in the hair, and you'll usually have weak spots in the hair, and the lightener can actually cause breakage, or it can cause pits in the hair that make the hair weak. It can also create uneven lifting with the hair from the metals in the hair. So what this is gonna do is encapsulate that. And you would spray the Metal Detox in the hair first before you perform your service. Go ahead and perform your service. When they get to the bowl, you'll shampoo them with this, the Metal Detox shampoo. And the Metal Detox shampoo is gonna pull those metals out of the hair. And then we also have a Metal Detox mask, which I didn't see up there, but then the Metal Detox mask would be next, and that will kind of prevent metals from penetrating the fiber of the hair a little bit more.
So when you spray the detox in before you color, are you just lifting sections and spraying a little at the root? Or are you just
Not
spraying
the
at a
root,
distance
on the ends.
to where it's just
Yeah,
like
I'll usually just go
misting it?
through.
Like,
I'll usually just go through, you know,
You just put it before you said?
before I start the color. Yep. So I'll just kind of take it.
whole hair.
We'll spray it on her right now. Basically I'll just kind of lifting it up, just kind of quick spraying it. You don't need to get it wet or anything like that, dripping wet. Just enough to get it saturated. Where's my brush?
and then you comb through it just to kind of brush.
Because I want them to get it. And again, it's making my job easier. And it's protecting their hair. And it's protecting their hair. It's gonna make I get better results. And it's funny because you'll notice people, they'll notice it, but they don't know what it is. Like for instance, I have this lady, she drives a ways to come to my salon. She lives a lot further than most people do from my salon. And her friends, they all go to this other salon, see, and I do that, and now I go mix my color. And then now I go ahead and perform my color service. Also, it works with every color line, so it doesn't have to be L'Oreal. You can use it with everything.
Yeah.
So that's good too.
You can use it before relaxation.
No.
That's a good question. I don't know. No one's asked me that. Let me get back to you
Research on that.
Because I'll have to find out. That's a good question. I would think so. I would.
You're thinking with how strong it is.
Yeah, I would think. I would think so.
Would you use that before perm?
Yeah, you could use it before perm. So
You
could use it before relaxer.
Chemical
Because
services.
they don't have.
Yeah. So then I just go through there and put it through, and we're good to go. But yeah, like I said, I kind of just include it right in there because that's gonna make it, it's making my job easier. That lady I was telling you about, so all her friends go to a different salon way out by where she lives. And she goes, I don't know, I go to this salon because this guy, for some reason, doesn't break my hair. I don't know what it is, every salon I went to, they broke my hair, but this guy never breaks my hair. It's because the metal detox. It's not really, I mean, it is something I'm doing, but it's not me, it's not that I'm smarter than everybody else, it's just that I have,
They're not using it.
yeah, I just have better products, that's all. Yeah, but I, you know, she thinks, oh, this guy's a genius, he doesn't break my hair, but I'll let her keep believing that, but, you know, but,
And it peels back the hair, so like, if you had somebody that has constant, you know, split ends running up their hair, and you can't control what they're doing every day because you're not at their house and they're just constantly doing rough stuff to their hair, is it good for them to buy, so when they blow dry, they spray, like, is that something for them to use to help kind of heal their hair, or it's only for us to use in the salon
so,
to help them?
this is only in the salon.
Okay.
So the only time you really need this is if you're gonna use
Colors.
oxidative color.
Okay.
So there's no need for them to get this.
It's not like a leave-in conditioner.
No, this is specifically
Just
to
for
protect the hair while
Yeah.
during the color service. But they can buy the shampoo and the conditioner, which will help pull the metals out of the hair and protect the metals from reoccurring in the hair. If it was someone like what you're saying, that somebody that has a lot of damage or split ends, that would be absolute repair molecular. That's what I would give them. But we'll kind of touch on that in a second. But again, the metal detox, it's your lifeline. It's gonna give you a lot better overall results. It keeps the hair on the head. It gives you more results. It also has UV protectant in it, so it'll keep the color longer. You do get 87% less breakage with this product, so you'll notice a huge difference. A lot of the people, like I was saying, I'll go with the Clay 7 and I'll go relighten the ends. That if I got that on it, I'm not worried about it at all. I'm not worried about it breaking. And again, I've had people say, I don't know how you do this. How'd you get my hair not to break? It's just a metal detox. So sometimes it's just not even about being the best colorist or whatever. It's just having the best products and knowing how to use them. You know, right? It's just having what I call having tools in your toolbox.
Can I have a look at it? Yeah. On my screen, please? Thank you.
Yeah, here's the box. You
Yeah,
gotta check
I'll
it
show
out.
them the box, yeah.
Any questions on metal detox at all?
No.
Feel pretty good about
Welcome,
that?
guys, welcome.
Yes.
Please join in
I have a question for
at a coloring class.
Yeah, you have a question?
Please
Did I
check
skip
us
something I
out.
skipped over?
Okay.
Welcome, welcome.
For example, if someone need a customer walk in and ask me for a double process, or she needs like a copper or whatever, I have to bleach it. And after that, it's better for me to use this one than
Yes.
the permanent color.
Yes, definitely, Yep.
If somebody is have really dark hair and he wants like men's now or even ladies, sometimes they have really dark hair and they want like light color, like blonde.
So the color's really only gonna lift about 3 to 4 levels, right? If you're using 30 or 40 volume, so it's only gonna lift about 3 or 4 levels. So if they want anything more than that, you're gonna have to use bleach, okay?
Yeah.
So-
And first, and you need to know sometime when the hair is not virgin, it's
Got colors on it,
Yes.
so it's harder to lift.
Yes,
Yeah.
natural hair is
If-
gonna lift
yeah,
a
so
lot
Sometimes
easier.
you have
like
to put
black
a
on it,
different
you know?
developer at the ends where color has been on than the roots, like if it's doesn't have color on the roots.
It's a lot of work.
Yeah,
just
so
a little
then
like, you know,
also what
your-
comes into play with that is our underlying pigments that we did. So if someone comes in and they're like a level 5 and they wanna be a level 9, that's 4 levels, right? So you can lift 4 levels, but you're really gonna have to make sure you're adding,
Put it back.
the neutralizing tone in there. So you're gonna have to use a lot of ash tone to neutralize that. If they were going that far, that light, I probably would use Lightener to do it, with something like that. And I try to not go where I'm doing massive lightning services at once. So I'll try to say, well, if you're a level 5, you wanna be a level 10. I'm gonna lift you up to like an 8 today. And then
After that.
well, next time we'll go a little lighter. And then when I would do lighter, the next time what I would do is I probably would foil her hair with a regular lightener, like a, like a Bond Studio 8 or something, which does have ammonia in it.
If they have like
And then I could go back over
black,
those
they
ends with the
never
Clay
look
7, like we were talking about, the non-ammonia lightener, right? And then I could get a more of an even lift, and I can brighten those pieces up even more. Okay. So that'll give you options as far as that goes. All right, we got a couple other just quick, I won't spend too much time on this, but this is our whole line that we have of the Metal Detox. So we have our end salon treatment, which is here. We have our shampoo, which we'll use every time after we use the Metal Detox spray. We want to follow with the Metal Detox shampoo. We have the mask, like I said, which will kind of prevent it from grabbing more metals. We have a Metal Detox smoothing and a Metal Detox oil. So those will also, they're heat protectant. They protect the hair up to, I think it's 350 degrees. And they're smoothing, they're UV protectant, and they also will slow down the metals penetrating the hair. So that's kind of our whole regiment that we have with that.
So it's better to use that line after if you have somebody using colors?
Yes, especially lightener.
Lightener.
Yes,
Lightener.
and they don't, even if they take this home, because these products they can take home, they don't even have to use the shampoo and conditioner every day, I wouldn't say necessarily. If you want to have them using a series or something like that in between, that's totally fine. But if they, especially if there's someone that has hard water, in Florida we have terrible water down here, as we know. So that would be good for something like that. And then again, before they're ironing their hair, before they're heating their hair, putting in the smoothing cream before, while the hair's damp. And then using the oil before you're flat ironing or anything like that makes a big difference, because that'll protect the hair and give it shine and keep the hair hydrated. A lot of times what I like to do is I put the smoothing cream in when the hair's probably like 70% dry, and then I'll go over it with the oil, because what happens is with our weather here, the hair likes to go to where the moisture is. And in here in Florida, our moisture is where? In the air. So the hair wants to go like this, right? But if you can put the hydration product in, and then you can seal it with the oil, the oil will push the moisture back into the hair, because the oil water doesn't mix, right? So that as the moisture wants to leave the hair, the oil will push that back into the,
So you keep it from getting white.
Right, and it'll slow down it on the frizziness and stuff like that with the humidity that we have here.
Yeah.
Okay, what else we got? Metal Detox, this is the smoothing cream like I was talking about. It's a 72-hour frizz protection, UV protection, and it doesn't affect the color at all. And you'll notice with this, it's a very smoothing product, so it definitely, it's nice, and it lasts a pretty long time too, so it's not one of those, as soon as you go outside, you're in trouble. And this is basically kind of what we had already talked about. The whole system and how everything works. And yeah, we kind of already explained all that for the most part. All right, we're gonna do, I'm sorry, you wanna go back to that?
Yeah. Thank you.
There you go. Well, let's see, we got about an hour and a half left. Let's do, okay, I wanna go over Absolute Repair Molecular with you, and then I wanna show you a demo of just kind of the Dia color and the Inoa, how it works. We'll use it in studio. We'll do a color melt technique on her, which will be pretty quick and easy to do. But it's a nice service you can do in a salon. That's a pretty quick service that comes out really nice, and it's always something that's quick. So I wanna go over that. Would you rather, let's see, do you wanna take like a 5-10 minute break and then we can do the color workshop, or would you rather go through the Absolute Repair Molecular now and then do the color after?
Yeah, I guess.
Do the Absolute Repair now?
Okay. Yeah, while you're at it,
While we're already at it?
Yeah.
Why not? All right, sounds good to me. Let's see. So here's our color workshop. I'll do that, and what we'll do is, I think this is worse. You're just supposed to watch me do it, but I'll do a couple pieces, and then if you want, you can do a couple pieces.
well, you're
of
gonna
it.
do the hands on now?
Well, let's do the Absolute Repair Molecular first, and then we'll take a
Right.
quick break.
And then you do the.
While you do the quick break, I'll set
Yeah.
everything up and get the color mix and everything, and
Makes sense,
and then
yeah.
we can go through it all. Okay, so this is Absolute Repair Molecular. This is L'Oreal's
Biggest thing?
very exciting product. So visibly fight 2 years in one 2 years of damage in one use. So it does have, it is with peptide binders as well as amino acids. So what it does is repairs the structure of the hair. It'll restore the elasticity of the hair. It restores movement of the hair. You will notice a difference immediately with this. Sometimes you get those treatments where they say, did it do anything or not? I can't really tell. You'll notice it instantly with this.
Wow.
So yeah, basically it has 4 products. We have the pre-spray is the first one, then we have the shampoo, the serum, and then we have the smoothing product. We also did just come out with a conditioner just recently for this, so it's not even on here, but it's like a mask that you could use just because the serum it's a serum, so it's very like thin and light, yeah. So yeah, sometimes what I do with mine is I put the serum and then I put the mask over top of the serum is how I do mine, but you can do it however you want.
Does it come all together, or you have to buy it?
No, you gotta buy them all separately, yeah, unfortunately, but yeah, so we'll go over them each one by one really quickly here. There we go. Okay, so our first one, this one is not at home, so this would just be only in the salon. So before you do the whole treatment, and you can decide with your client whether you wanna do that more of, I usually don't do Metal Detox and Absolute Repair Molecular. I usually choose one or the other. If I'm doing a bleach service, I use Metal Detox. If I'm not, I'll probably use this. Or if they're in that in-between appointment like I was talking about, when they come in just for the gloss, this is definitely perfect for that. Or when they come in just to get a blowout, they can always do this. Again, same with the Metal Detox. Same with this. These are quick services. I charge $50 in the salon for this. You could charge whatever you want, whatever works for your clientele base, right?
It depends. You know,
So
sometimes
you
they
just
have
spray
long
the
hair.
hair before you start blow drying.
So you use
No, this would be before you shampoo. This one would be.
Okay.
So this
Before
would
you
be,
shampoo.
you'd spray this in the hair, usually wet. You wet it down
Wet.
first.
Mm-hmm.
You'd spray this in,
leave it on.
Comb through it.
Leave it on for
just comb through it, yep.
for how many minutes?
You don't even have to. You just spray it right on and wash it right after that. You don't need to let it sit. You don't need nothing. It's quick. So that's why I'm saying it's a quick service, another $50 service you just add onto your ticket. Again, when I do this, I don't do any of it. This
This is a treatment, right? For
This is a
to
treatment,
restore
yeah.
elasticity.
Yep. This is
So
a
you wet the hair, you spray it on,
Yep.
and then you go wash it off with the
Process it with
L'Oreal
shampoo.
Absolute Repair shampoo, molecular
Yes.
shampoo.
Yep.
Okay.
Yep. So this is the highest concentration of our products, and the peptide binders and amino acids would be in our pre-spray. And so yeah, you would just leave it in, or like I said, you don't need to leave it in. Just spray it in.
Spray it in.
So what I have, even if I do it with a color, which like I said, I usually don't. I usually would do the Metal Detox if I'm doing lightener, I'll use the Metal Detox. If I'm using just color, sometimes I'll use this. So, but I would just have your assistant or you or whoever just rinse out the color, spray this in their hair, and then your next step would be to follow with the Absolute Repair Molecular Shampoo. It is all sulfate free. It works good on extension hair. It works good with any type of keratin or anything like that. So you can use it with all of that. It works with any brand of color or any products. It works great with everything. So this basically will nourish the hair and strengthen the hair, like it says. So we do have this as a take-home product. So again, let's say she's just getting a gloss. She's coming in for just a gloss. So I'd like to shampoo before the gloss a lot of times, just because I feel like the Dia-Lite, I tell people it kind of lasts like a certain amount of shampoos, not a month or 2 weeks it's gonna last you about 30, 40 shampoos. That's kind of how I look at it. So I usually will do the shampoo before, unless I'm doing one of these on a gloss, of course. But if I'm doing just a gloss a lot of times, or even on my regular, like a lightening service, I'll pull the foils out, shampoo, then I'll gloss, then I'll condition. Because I don't want to use one of the shampoos right here, just because we're finishing the product and everything here. So let's get it all perfect and she's good to go for the next month or so, whatever. So yeah, we would follow that up with the the Absolute Repair Molecular Shampoo. Even though it is sulfate free, it does suds up and lather pretty good, which is kind of surprising for a sulfate free shampoo, but it is really good with that too. And then our next product would be our serum. Is right here. It does give the hair a little bit of lift, gives it a little bit of body. It makes the hair stronger, like it says, and it repairs the molecular structure of the hair. Again, this is kind of light because the serum, so you know, like a serum like you put on your face, it kind of has that same type of texture. So a lot of people like, like I said, we do have a mask that goes along with this. So a lot of people do like the mask just to feel like they're getting a real condition, just because they feel like the serum is, I kind of feel like that too.
You
When
can
I'm-
put it when you finish, and on wet hair you can blow dry, or you can use it after.
Not this
blow
one,
dry?
No, it
not
says
this one.
rinse off.
Yeah, you rinse this one off. So yeah,
Oh,
yeah.
you
You
rinse
have
this
to
one off?
rinse it?
Yeah, you have to rinse it, yeah, because
Oh,
this,
okay.
this basically
It's a
plays the role
conditioner.
of your conditioner.
Conditioner.
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah, so you would rinse that off, yeah. And then, like I said, you can put you could rinse this off and follow with the Absolute Repair Molecular Mask if you wanted
Or you
to.
could use a mask
Or
instead of that.
mask.
You could use the
Like that.
mask instead of it, or you could put this on and then put the mask over top of that if you wanted to. So you really got options however you wanna do it. Like I said, I charge 50, but I've seen salons, there's a salon in West Palm charges $100-something for this, which, that's a little more than I wanna charge, but if you can get it,
Depends.
do it,
Take it.
Cheryl. So, but just kind of work within your parameters of what your clients are, of course. And then sometimes, again, if you they really need it, I might just, you know what, I'll throw it in there, you know, with your color, and just cause you need it.
Need it,
And
yeah.
I want you to have it, and, you know, you don't know you're paying for it, but you are paying for it, but it's just all put in there, of course.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But yeah, like I was saying, kind of packaging things so that people know
Package,
you know, so they're not overwhelmed by the amount of prices, and like I said, it gets them to buy the products that you need them to have it, because you want your job to be easier, of course, right? And we know this, right? If the hair breaks, if the hair lifts unevenly, if the hair is orange, they're gonna blame you, right? So, but also what's great is vice versa. If the hair feels great, it's not breaking, it's all on their hair,
All
it feels in good
process.
condition, it's because it's gonna be because of you, right? So that's what it is, having tools in your toolbox, knowing you use specific
use.
products, particular products that and you can customize them to each client. And like I said, I have clients that they come in just because they think I'm the super brilliant guy, but I just have the better products, and that's all I'm doing. So that's a lot of it, is just knowing your products, knowing when's the appropriate time for your products, and then knowing how to market your products. And then of course, depending on if you're a cutter or you work departmentalized and send them else to somebody to get a cut, then you can always work off of them to kind of upsell the products
And
as
they
well.
do work on every texture,
Every texture,
Okay.
any type of color they've
any
used in their
type of
hair,
hair or
any type
color.
of shampoo you wanna use, you wanna go back afterwards and do a Kerastase shampoo, that's totally fine, you can do that. So it all works all together, everything works
Okay.
good, same, like I said, the metal detox, it works on all hair,
All your textures.
all hair textures, it works with all hair color lines too, so even if you're not using L'Oreal on this particular client, it will work. And then we have our smoothing, I think I said 350, it's 450 on the, so this one would be the one you would put in.
Stay.
Yeah, this one would stay in, this is a leave-in mask, so yeah, you would just
For
put,
blow drying.
yep, for blow dry, so yeah, usually I would dry the hair, I don't really dry hair, kind of colorist, but,
50%.
yeah, 50, 70,
70.
75%, and put this in there, yeah, and then you can go right over that.
Do you have to use a lot?
Blow dry
Or a
first?
little bit?
No. You-
No, I would rough dry it,
And then after that.
and then after, it's about 70% dry would probably be your best bet, I think. Were you saying something?
Do you have to use a lot of it when you blow dry, or just
No,
like?
not really. The one thing with those L'Oreal products is they're very concentrated. Everything is very concentrated. So usually less is more with a lot of the stuff. So yeah, you don't need to go too crazy with. That's another good thing about our products is, they're so concentrated that you don't need so
Need a
much of
lot.
it. So that actually kind of saves you money in the long run because you're not having to put on
Put a
so
lot.
much product. Yeah, so that's another thing.
good.
Like you'll find some lines that are, you really got to load it up and layer the products, which we can do that, of course, with our stuff too. We can layer it and everything, but you don't really need to always do that with everything. And again, you don't need a ton of this stuff because it is so concentrated. Does not change. There we go. So again, this is just basically it. Yeah, so this is the whole regimen. And again, like I said, we do have a mask now it just came out I think weeks ago it just came out, so it's
Okay.
very new.
It's very good.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
because we're doing such a quick run of all this stuff, feel free to contact me if you get in the salon and you're like, what did he say? Was he saying this or that? Feel free to contact. People do it all the time, so don't hesitate. If you're, I've had people, what do you mix for this, or what's your favorite gloss, or all kinds of stuff. So feel free. It doesn't bother me at all.
We'll see you again. You'll be back.
Yes, I will be back here. Not 2 weeks from now, 3 weeks from now. I'll be back here. So.
Okay.
Yeah, you can always come back. I think it is also a complimentary class again next time,
Yeah.
if I'm not mistaken. So yeah, come back next time if you have more clients. Or hey, if you go back to the salon and you start using this stuff, make
We'll
a list
let
of
you know.
questions you got, or whatever, things you ran into, or things you might have learned or found out. Oh, I found out it works great with this, or I found out this. Yeah, write them all down and share them when next time you come back to when I'm back here again.
Yeah.
And again, don't hesitate to contact me because I really don't mind at all answering questions or giving you advice on how to use the products or anything like that at all. Let's see, we'll go over this pretty quickly and then we'll take a little break and then we'll do the demo. Again, this is just our at-home regimen, so it's all of it except for the pre-spray.
Okay.
So they can't buy that to take home. There's no reason for them to use that at home, really. Okay, so this is, like I was saying, I don't very rarely, not to say I never do, but very rarely do I use Metal Detox and Absolute Repair Molecular. So this is kind of how we decide on which one we want to use, on which product we want to use for each client. So the Metal Detox is going to be more for clients with high porosity, with the risk of the breaking of the hair, with hair that's sensitive, people who color their hair regularly. So it basically it doesn't fix damage, it prevents damage. Absolute Repair Molecular fixes damage. Right, so just kind of keep that in mind. That just might be an easy rule of thumb to just remember it by, that this is gonna prevent, this is gonna fix. But they don't each
Work
do both.
together.
Yeah, so usually I use
One or the other.
I usually 99% of the times. There has been people I've used both on, but it's pretty rare. But usually I'm using one or the other, and I'm just going, okay, if she's blonde, or I'm doing color,
You
or I'm
stick with
lifting
one.
it up, I'm going with Metal Detox. If she's just gonna get a gloss, or she's just getting a blow dry, or a haircut, not getting color, Absolute Repair Molecular, definitely. So again, the spray, the Metal Detox spray, the only time you ever need to use it is when you're getting color.
Color.
Yeah. So if you're not getting color, there's no
You
point.
stick to the Absolute.
Another good thing about the, I forgot to mention this on the Metal Detox. So I have a lady that she lives like in Loxahatchee Grove, you know where that's at? It's like in the middle of nowhere, South Florida. Anyways, she lives on a farm and she has terrible well water. And her hair's mostly white. It is white. And the ends are all yellow from the water. So what I do with her is I put a Metal Detox spray. I wash her hair. Oh, another thing they have is that they now have a Metal Detox pre-shampoo. So what I do is I do the pre-shampoo, which kind of will loosen up the metals and stuff like that in the hair. I'll do the pre-shampoo. I do the Metal Detox spray. I put Inoa Clear over her head, so it is oxidizing. It is an oxidative color. I put Inoa Clear with 20 volume over her hair, especially on the ends where the yellow is, and it pulls it up probably 2-3 levels of the yellow out of it. So you can use it to like, I wouldn't say it's like a demineralizer, like a Malibu product. It's not like that, but it will definitely take some of that hard water out with the yellow tone and stuff like that. So that's another trick. I don't even know if it's like intended to do that, but it does work for it. So yeah, sometimes you learn stuff. You know, you kind of you kind of just learn stuff and kind of figure out, you know, what works best and which things you want to do.
Did she turn off the light or it just went off?
Oh, it's back on now.
No, I think it's just like a motion thing that if there's.
Yeah, that must have been what it was. Yeah, I was like,
Thought maybe the weather did that. Well, this one would have been gone.
yeah, I figured all of our stuff would have went out, but
Yeah.
yeah, no, it just made me a little like, that's kind of weird, but it's back on, so we're good. So this is what we call the Metal Detox and the Express service. So this is something if you want to do all of it together, like if they want to do a treatment, I don't know if I would necessarily, Yeah, this is kind of like what I was saying with that lady with the yellow hair. This is basically what I do on her. Is
Okay.
this is the regimen. But I usually will
The
put it.
whole.
I put a clear gloss, and well, not a clear gloss. I mean a Noah 20 volume right here in the middle there. But yeah. So then you can. What's that?
When you put it, it's make the hair
Light.
more.
Not really. It won't lighten the hair at all, but it will, because it's
Very
pulling out the
shine.
metals. It will kind of neutralize that yellow tone as it pulls some of that metals out of it.
Okay,
So yeah,
okay.
it does do that.
Neutralize.
Again, I don't know if that's like its natural intention, but it does work really good for that type of thing too. And this lady, she's been in that, like it's been a huge problem for her where she's like, oh, my hair turns yellow, and she's been in all these salons and everything.
You can
And
use the clear and tonic on it.
yep, use that as a catalyst, and you'll pull some of that out for sure.
And how many minutes? For 20 minutes?
Yeah, do 20, or with a Noah, you could do 35 if you wanted to.
With the clear?
That's how long the Noah process is for 35.
Okay.
The other, remember I told you the 9 volume for 5 minutes, 6 volume for 10 with the Dia light, and then the Dia color is 20.
20.
Yeah, 20 with the Dia color. The one thing with Dia color too is if it sits a little longer, it's not gonna matter. Like I'll low light with it, so then sometimes that's sitting in there longer, but it don't hurt anything.
Okay, I can use 20 volume for 25 minutes. For 20 minutes.
Okay. Oh, it skipped over. Okay, that's good. All right, cool. Well, let's take a quick break. I'm gonna go ahead and I'll set up and we'll start to do the quick demo on this. Like I said, if you want, we can do it either way. I can do it, or I can do a few pieces, and you guys can take turns and do a few pieces. That'd probably be more fun than just watching me do it, I'm sure.
Okay.
But yeah, we'll go ahead and I'll get it mixed up. And if you want to take like 5, maybe 10 minutes, do whatever, get a drink of water, coffee, or I don't know what to do out here for that, but whatever. And then, like I said, I'll get this all set up. And then before you leave, don't let me forget, I have a QR code I want you all to scan, just to leave me a review with L'Oreal. The more I get positive reviews, the more they bring me back.
Okay.
And also, if you don't know, you do get 15% off L'Oreal products today for coming to the class. So just keep that in mind and let them know up there that you were in the class today. But yeah, for all the L'Oreal products, you do get 15% off.
Not going anywhere. I'll be right here. Welcome guys, welcome to my channel. Thank you all for tuning in. I'm at a L'Oreal color class today and we're learning about their new products.
So you could do how
So we'll be doing a
7, or is that a little too?
tutorial shortly on some hair color. So please tune in. We're taking a 5-minute break.
So
Thank you
depending on how
guys.
much
Thank
you
you all for
want-
watching.
How much of the tone, do you want to shift
is
the
a
tone
mannequin.
much or not really?
Yeah.
Okay, so I probably would go with something maybe like 8.
So he will be working on that shortly.
Because that's gonna neutralize the yellow with the 8.21, and then I'll bring you, but if you do just the 8.21 by itself, I think you might have a little too ashy of a finish. But if you did the 8.21 with 8N, I think that probably would come out pretty nice. It wouldn't be, obviously, yeah, with the 2 of them, just because I'm sure you don't wanna darken it down to this, of
I
course.
have to, when I have to do it, I have to put the dish over here and on the roof, because the roof is gone now.
Right. So you bleach her out totally, you put it
Yeah,
through
I have to
global.
bleach, you know, I have to bleach it and I have to bleach the roof.
Right, okay,
Yeah.
okay.
And after that, you see?
Yeah, so with her, if you don't want too much warmth, you're gonna have to almost lift her up light and then darken her back down with the gloss, yeah. So, just because you wanna make sure you lift it past the underlying pigments, right? So yeah, I probably would do something like that. I would probably lift her up light till I get her to close to pale blonde at least. You know, I wouldn't think you gotta go up to level 10 though, probably like 9 if you.
9.
Yeah.
Nine.
But then yeah, I would probably bring her back down with an 8, but I would use the. I would use probably 8N with 8.21 out here. Let's see, look at the swatches real quick. I'll show you the 8.21. But I.
8N or 8.21?
This,
I just wash her hair. You see how it goes. She said, you know, the interlock, relax.
yeah, because her hair is so porous, it's not holding on to
Yeah,
anything.
that's right.
So what I would do, I'd probably do, well, it's up to you. You could do Dia Color or Dia Light. I think I would probably do Dia Light.
Yeah, like, yeah.
But I think I would go with something like this. It's usually a little bit lighter than that on the blonde hair.
Mhm.
So I would probably go with something like that, 8.21. But then just to make sure you don't end up too ashy.
She, yeah, because she like, you know, she like her hair light like that.
Yeah,
And
I think I would
to that.
put some of the 8N with it.
Okay.
Yeah, I think I'd mix those two together.
Okay, 8
The 8N
and
with the 8.21. That's probably what I would do. That way she doesn't end up too ashy, but she won't end up.
8.21.
Yep,
Right? I
yep.
can use, let me see. 8.21
Mm-hmm.
slash 8 VB, right?
Yep.
Okay, I can use this one and do the
Mm-hmm. Yep, and I would probably do it with, I might do that with, because you're darkening her down, I think I would do 6 volume and let her sit for 10 minutes is probably what I would do.
6 volume, yeah.
Yeah, because when I'm trying to shift the tone a lot, I
Yeah,
usually
yeah.
will use a 6 volume and let it sit for 10.
Yeah, okay.
If I'm doing quick for like like an express toning type of service,
Express, yeah.
then I'm gonna do the 9 volume
Okay,
for
okay.
5 minutes.
Yeah, okay.
But yeah, something like that would probably come out pretty nice.
Yeah.
And then you can always adjust it. If it still is a little more warm than you want, maybe you do a little more of this than this. Maybe you do just this,
Mhm.
you know, but then you can kind of play with that and see what,
Yeah, I can use half and half.
yeah, absolutely. That's what I would do to start off with, yeah. Yeah,
Thank
that's
you.
what I would start with, yeah, of
Thank you
course.
so much. Thank you.
Yeah, anytime.
I'm so sorry about it. Just a question.
Yeah.
So I know with the 15% off they get, it's only ringing up as the retail. So like the products, the color's not. Do you know if it's like a certain amount of color?
I don't know, let's see. I think they give, you know what, they might have left me like a code or something like that.
I just wanna make sure we're getting it.
Yeah, they usually give me a code to,
Do it,
yeah.
Because I only see the event code on my end, but I know it's ringing up the 15% off, like, Heidi, she got like the leave-in molecular repair,
Uh-huh.
which rang up, I mean, I can overwrite it, I just wanna make sure that it's 15% off the whole thing.
Okay,
Cause I know sometimes L'Oreal will do like 6 or more colors for the 15% off.
yeah.
Um,
I thought they sent me something else. I'm pretty sure they did, but I have so many emails from salons, so I'm checking.
Oh, I so get it. If anything, I can try to call the net too. If you find it, just let me know. I'll try to call and I'll see if maybe I can ring them up at the end of class or something.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm trying to figure that out. Usually they have a code to get that on discount, but she's not finding it, so let's see.
Oh, you, that's what it is.
No, no.
What's the difference with the color? The different
So
colors,
this
the
is
same?
Absolute Repair. This is Absolute Repair Molecular. So this is like
Oh, okay.
this is like a
That's
regular.
that first one that you talked about.
We didn't even talk about
No,
this
no, we
one.
didn't.
Yeah, that's like a regular, just a regular shampoo. So this one's the one that's part of
The
the treatment.
molecular.
Yeah,
Okay,
yeah,
okay.
that's one's part of the treatment. That's just a
Yeah.
regular shampoo. It's a very good shampoo though, but it
Oh,
is,
okay.
it's, yeah, that one doesn't go with the treatment that we talked about.
Let's see what this book.
Ah, here we go.
So these are the books here.
We did figure out our coupon code up there, so.
Okay. Thank you. Okay. I'll go get mine later on. Oh, so this is like a whole packet of colors.
Yeah, that's the one that they send me just to take to classes to
Okay.
show it, and then
Very
I've
nice.
had to, sometimes I get to salons, usually I do these classes in salons where they request me to come in and all that. But I've been to them where they have gotten like no color at their salon, so I was happy.
So you
for-
bring your
Yeah,
stuff.
so if I have that, I just
Okay.
have a backup.
Nice, and it got everything in there.
Yeah, just a
Okay.
little kit. It's a nice little display.
It
so.
is, it's beautiful. Welcome guys, welcome to my channel. Please like, share and subscribe. Welcome to our color class today. It's all about L'Oreal, their new products online, and they are ammonia free and they are good for sensitive hair. If your scalp is sensitive, it does not burn your hair, it doesn't irritate your skin, it's very mild on your hair. So it's a good product to have. I'll be trying it myself after I leave here today, so we'll see what happened and how it works. Likewise their treatment, surely we'll be trying those as well. Ah, I'm gonna put it right out there. You set up- Yeah.
I think it's been like 6 minutes or whatever. If you need a couple of minutes, that's fine. Because we might even actually be done a little.
Early, that's good. And you've been doing your setting up right here?
Yeah, I got a 3-hour drive ahead of me.
Oh yeah, you got a long day. That's right there.
So where's the code at for your thing?
Oh, the QR code
Yeah.
for the, yeah, actually, yeah, if you wanna do that now.
I got your Instagram stuff, so I'll be checking you out on Instagram.
Alright,
and
perfect. And I'll give you the
Send you
QR
the
code
message.
if you want to.
When I'm done, does my phone a little bit busy?
Oh, yes, yeah, of course. Wait, that's not it. I got too many QR codes on here, so.
I know, you can't keep it, huh?
Same with that, when I was looking for that discount code, I told her I got so many emails from L'Oreal and Salon Centric, I couldn't figure out which one it is. Alright, so we already got metal detox in her hair, so we don't need to worry about that. Let's see. Have you all seen the shakers, the color shakers before?
No.
This is how, well, you can mix it in a bowl with your regular weight, but, so I don't have to carry a scale around, I use these.
Just shake it. Just
Yeah, you shake it up and it has lines on the side of the tube to measure it with, so it's easy enough. So let me grab the colors back here. And we'll, actually,
Go ahead.
oh, here, you want one of these two? This has all the Inoa shades. Oh, thank you. This is, some info on it.
I'll take one of that on. I forgot your name.
Marcus,
Marcus.
I'm terrible with names, so if you don't remember mine, sometimes I barely remember mine. What's the place? Yeah, I'll just do a small portion of, I'll just do a little bit of each and just kind of show you what we're doing with it, and then I'll let you all take a turn doing it, just so you can, see the, you know, how the product moves and how it applies. Okay, so this is how the color shaker works. They do, I don't know if they have them on here, but you can get them from Salon Centric. I think they're like $8, $9. So they're, so there's measurements on them. So these are our measurements for our Majirel and Inoa, because Majirel and Inoa are both 1 to 1.5. Inoa's 1 to 1, so we use this side for the one.
Okay.
So let's do, let's just, we don't need the whole tube probably, do we? We'll do a half, so this, so my 1.05, that's gonna be a half a tube. My 2.1, that's gonna be a full tube. Yeah, so we'll just do, let's just do a half a tube for now. 'Cause I don't know if we'll do the whole head. So we're roughly about there, right?
This measuring cup, you said if they don't have it here, you can get it where?
You can order it from Salon Centric.
Oh.
You can, yeah, you can even talk to
Right,
her and they
right.
can get it for you. So we're gonna do a 6N for our base. Here. So since I did a half a tube. So we'll do a half a tube of this. Usually I would be more precise and actually use this key and all that. Yeah, we'll put that up. So you can see.
then what color is that?
This is 6N.
6M.
And Inoa.
And that's a
So,
no.
and you'll see there's lines on the side, quarter tube, half a tube, 3/4 of a tube, and obviously full tube. So I'm just gonna go down to that half a tube line, since I did half on my,
And
then that's how we mix it. And it mixes
Oh,
nice and
nice.
smooth, so it doesn't, it's not chunky.
No
it's not
lumps or
clumpy
anything?
Or anything, yeah, no, none of that.
and you're just depositing.
Yep, that's what we're gonna do our base color with. So we'll do that
Base,
6N
okay.
for our base, and then let's use, did I have another one? Oh, right here. So this is the color. So just so you know, the lines are made for the old Dia Richesse, not the new Dia Richesse. So this one would actually be in between the 1.3 and 1.7. But there are coming out with new ones of these
Okay.
that do have the measurements for the Dia color.
Or dear.
Yeah, so with this one, we'll do 15 volume. And we'll do, let's call it a half a tube of that. So I'm gonna go right a little above a 1.3 line. Now, if it was Dia Light, I would go to 1.3. But since it's Dia color and the tube is a little bit bigger, I'm gonna just go a little above that. But like I said, there will be new ones of these coming out with that. You have the right lines for it.
Those are easy.
It's way easier.
Yeah,
'cause-
convenient. Don't make a
and that's one of the
mess
reasons I do
and.
hair, because
yeah.
I can't do math, so, you know. I don't wanna be sitting here doing all that.
I know, trying to figure it out the maths. Yeah. It's
And I
already
get
there.
girls in my salon, they're like, so what's, I'm like, I don't know. What's half of 75? I don't know.
They make it easier for us.
Yeah, and that's, like I said, L'Oreal is really good about that, like coming up with new stuff that works really well, makes things easier. Another thing that I like about L'Oreal is they have so many colors, so they're you don't have to be mixing 6-7 colors together if you're
To get one.
yeah, if you're mixing more than probably 3 colors with L'Oreal, you're probably doing too much. So, and then again, we'll shake that, but I'll separate those first, and then I'll do a little lightener here on her as well. But this is a color melt, so the ends, we're not gonna go super light on the end, so I'm just gonna use the 15 volume on that. I do usually weigh this out and measure it, but I didn't bring my scale,
Okay.
so I forgot that.
So question for you, why you mix these and set it down for the moment?
Just so I can mix the other ones.
So wouldn't it lose the dioxide?
Nope, because it's not oxidizing, because it's enclosed.
Oh, okay,
Yep.
okay.
So that's another thing too about these, is I'll go in the back, I'll mix all my color up, and let's say I'm gonna do a full head of highlights on her, and then I'm gonna put the base in between, let's just say.
Okay.
Like I said, I probably wouldn't use Inoa for that, I'd probably use Majirel if I was gonna use that, but I can mix it, keep it closed, and like, sometimes, and I don't even shake it until I'm ready to use it.
Okay,
So,
'cause
yeah,
it's
I'm
closed.
I'm spending an hour, 45 minutes or whatever, putting in the highlights. I got this ready to go, but it's not oxidizing or anything because it's not mixed and it's
And it's
enclosed.
covered.
So it's not
Gotcha.
oxidizing.
Okay.
Yep. So that's another good thing.
Just for,
Yeah, because
people to
otherwise
know.
I would have to, if I was doing that, I'd have to go back
And
mix
come
the
back and mix
base
again.
come back- Yep.
Exactly.
Because I don't want that just sitting there oxidizing all day, right?
right,
So there's that. And then, like I said, I normally would measure this, but
yes, I like the bowls as well, they're new. All covered.
and then I.
How many foils do you want?
Just like 5 or 6 for now is fine. I don't need a ton. Then,
And this save you so much time.
yeah, definitely. And then this I normally would weigh. I usually mix my lightener about a little under 1 to 1.5, but everyone's different with their consistency and how they like it. And of course,
Which
know.
is better, like, some people like it not too thick, not too watery.
I would agree. Yeah, I like mine a little thicker,
Creamy,
but yeah, I definitely don't like it too watery because I used to run into this where I would dilute the lightener too much because I used to put too much developer and then it's taking forever to lift, and you don't want to do
Yeah,
that either.
exactly.
Then you got to sit her under the dryer forever, and
Take time.
that's not good. Yeah. Well, and it takes time. The more time you spend messing with all that stuff, that's less time you could be working on somebody else, right?
Gotcha. thank you for liking the bowls. They're new. I like them myself, and it's covered. So he already mixed his color, and he said it will not be deoxidized. It will be just fine once it's covered.
Okay, so this is our base, this is our mid, and this is our ends. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna do this as our base. We're gonna do our mid lengths with the 8.43, and then we're gonna do the ends with the lightener, and then we're gonna melt them together.
All right, let's see.
And this is be a quick service that you can, it does not take very long to do this in the salon. So it's a quick service.
We are in Florida, Ocoee, at Salon Centric, and we're doing L'Oreal hair coloring today. And this is Mr. Marcus.
So usually what I do when I do this is, I probably won't spend the whole time do her whole head, but usually what I would do, first I would go through and do the whole base first. So I'd go through with our 6N first, and we put that on.
I would go through the middle,
Mhm.
and then you put the end, because
Yeah.
that's gonna lighten up quick.
Exactly.
And then you would start doing the melt.
And then I would do the melt, yep. So let's just divide her into, let's just
Four.
call it 4. We already did metal detox on her, right? So that would be our first step.
If I'm in your way, you guys can scoot up. I can see. The products are online, Salon Centric, at L'Oreal's website. They're asking where they can get your product. The
Salon
products.
Centric, everything is at Salon Centric. So the Salon Centric website, or of course in the store, or if you have a Salon Centric rep that comes to your salon, they can always order anything for you as well. So yeah, everything is available through Salon Centric.
Okay.
Okay, so we're just gonna divide her into 4 really quickly. So I'll do here's what we'll do. I'll do a section, and then if you want, you can do a section. Or we'll take turns, or however you want to do it. So first we're gonna do our base.
What number you said, 8 point
6
something?
6N is our base.
And what color is that?
What's that?
Brownie.
6N, it's just a
Brown.
flat brown.
Brown.
Another thing with the L'Oreal is it's, let me use this brush. With like finer texture hair, again, I like different tools. So a finer texture hair, I use like this type of thing with a base color. I do a lot of balayage with this brush because it has a narrow end, so you can kind of direct your lines. But you could do a single process with it too really well. For thicker hair, curlier hair, coarser hair, I use this brush just because it holds a lot more color and it will push the color kind of into the fiber of the hair a little bit more. So put that all in there. That one section is another way too.
It is thick.
Yeah, she's got a lot of hair. Some of these mannequins, they have a ton of hair, and some of them have like no hair. Like there's some where it's like you can't even highlight them because their hair
They're
is
so
so
thick.
sparse. It's like, all right.
That's what we have to work with every day, most of the time.
Oh yeah.
Thick
right.
hair.
Yeah, see how the texture of it is? It's a little bit thicker. You can even see how shiny it is. In with processes, you'll really see that. So let's see.
You wanna come
Stand up
here?
a little
If you don't mind,
Yeah, you can.
so they can see what he's doing.
So start with our base.
Or our neck can't even hold down.
Here, I don't want to keep clipping it every time, so we'll just go through quickly.
And we're just doing the base with the 6N.
Yep, this is the 6N right on the base.
Okay. Just for the viewers to know.
And then with the Inoa, you'll see how I kind of pushed that in there a little bit. The old Inoa, you had to do like this kind of what they called a push-pull technique, where you would kind of like really force the color into the fiber of the hair. With the new Inoa, you don't really have to do that so much, but I'm just so used to doing it when I do Inoa, so I just like to really make sure that that gets in there,
Okay.
saturates well.
Where did you get the mannequin at?
They,
You guys? Salon
L'Oreal's,
L'Oreal's?
sent it, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, you can, I think they can, if they don't have them here in the store, they can order them for you.
Online.
And I think if you have level loyalty points, you might be able to buy them on there with level loyalty points.
Okay.
I'm not 100% sure about that, but I think so.
Gotcha.
Putting color everywhere now.
Wipe it off in the hair.
Yeah, exactly. Tangle in here.
Nappy hair.
I should have brushed her off, but I put some leave-in. I should
It's
have known better.
okay.
Work on these mannequins all the time
Yep.
in these classes. I should have known.
Somebody's asking you, what happened if during the process the hair started to fall out? I know that's not
Start to
a
fall
real,
out?
yeah, but
We got a much bigger problem than that. If they're falling out in the middle of the process. That's probably gonna be a health issue or something, I would think, or something like that. If it's just
Exactly.
falling out like that. Yeah, I've never seen that happen before.
no.
In many years of hair coloring, so that would, yeah, if something like that happened, there's probably something internally, or they're probably sick with something, or some type of medication or something that's causing that, I would think. All right, so we got our base color on that. We're gonna go do, you know what, I'm gonna get the glass since I spilled. And we'll shake this one up now, because here's our Dia color,
Okay. And what color is this one again?
8.43.
8, okay.
So it's gonna be level 8,
6.
4, which is what? Copper,
Uh,
and 3, which is what?
3 is dark brown.
Gold.
Gold. 3.
Yeah, when we're talking about our numbering system for L'Oreal.
Oh,
So remember,
okay.
1 is blue, 2
Okay.
is violet, 3 is gold,
Oh, I was,
4 is copper.
okay. L'Oreal system color, okay. So gold, copper.
Why would you do more of a copper and a gold at the middle section?
Just basically to give it more,
Some depth?
just
Copper, like
some
the
dimension and stuff, yeah. And it's just more of like that's why I call it color melt, because it's just, it's gonna be a gradient where it's gonna go from darker to the red to down to the ends.
Okay.
So, yeah, but you could really do it with any color form,
Of
combination you really wanted to, honestly.
Okay.
So I'm gonna clip this up for a second, and here's now is our, so a lot of times I'll take a board when I do this. You don't have to do the board. So, but then just so it makes it a little easier, so then I'm gonna kind of roll that color right through where the other one is. Just
Okay.
kind of. Yeah, the board makes it a little easier for me, at least, in controlling the
It
hair.
does.
And also, you can make sure that the hair gets fully saturated, because you got something to press it into versus just on your hands.
You know, put the bricks at the end.
Mm-hmm. Yep, and then we're gonna melt it together.
So she's gonna have a nice combination of colors.
This is probably a little bit bigger section I normally would take, but. And even with this, you can kind of play with it. You can go, some pieces you could pull all the way through, some pieces you could not. Like a lot of people, I think if you wanted to, you could just pull this color all the way through. You probably could take a few pieces and just pull the 6N all the way through if you wanted to give those more dark pieces and create more dimension. So that's the thing that's cool about this technique is you can kind of play with it. Again, you don't have to use 8.43 and 6N. You could
Right.
do whatever, you know. You could use 6N and 6.46 or whatever you thought, you know. So that's the cool thing about it is you can kind of be creative with it. And like I said, this is super quick in the salon, so you can give a nice dimensional color, tone on tone colors. It's like beautiful with this. And then sometimes you can go a little bit higher, a little bit lower on some pieces. Like even over here, I kind of missed that a little bit, so I'll just go with that a little bit higher in there and just kind of blend that into it. But again, you don't have to have it like at a certain,
Right, it don't have to be
Just working
graduation,
from it.
yeah.
right, yeah.
You can just play with it. Let's say make it interesting.
Yeah, exactly. And again, like I said, different colors. You could even use like a 6.3 or 8.3, which you want a little warmth and not that much. Or she don't want red or whatever.
Okay.
So does anyone do root smudges on the hair at all?
What's that?
If you're doing like a blonde, you might do like a blonde highlight, and then you want to create more depth at the root.
You
So
put a
it-
darker toner.
yeah, put a
Just to
darker.
kind of give it like a.
Yeah, so I'll do a similar technique to the color melt with the root smudge, because I'll do the root smudge and then I'll do the gloss, and then I'll melt them together a lot of times. So you could do the same thing, where like the root smudge, I would normally go through and put all this in, and then I have a little brush, and it's over there somewhere, and I blend it together. But that's what I'll
Okay.
do with the color melt too. But like I said, you could do it on a blonde and just do this as a root smudge, and then do a
Your highlights?
do the gloss with it. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, I would have already, if I did the root smudge, I would have already done the highlights.
Then the highlights,
first,
okay.
Yeah. Last piece. This one, well, I just left a little bit. So there's that. Get another brush. And we'll get another planchette. And we'll do it like that.
Highlight.
And then I'm gonna melt it together with this little wet brush. You can use any kind of brush you want. I like that little wet brush just because it's pretty nice. But that's another thing you can kind of play with is you can kind of see which brushes
Works better.
melts it better. Yeah, or kind of gives you a better. Yeah, her hair's kind of in the way there, but so then I'm just gonna bring that through there. So now I got all three colors on. So now I'm gonna take this, and I could do it either way. I could blend these two colors
Oh, okay.
and blend this color,
Separate.
or I could
Blend all
them
three.
depending on what you want to see.
Which is,
But that's a lot of times I'll blend it all the way through like that.
Just be more natural.
yeah.
Yeah, and it's very seamless if you do it
Yeah.
like that too. So you won't necessarily see where this
demarcation.
transitions from this to this. So you definitely want to do the melting part of it because it will give you a line of demarcation if you don't. But yeah, this is like I said, it's really cool, and you can use it for blondes too if you wanted to do the smudge and as well as the. So then again, like I said, I'll blend that color, I'll blend this color, and then
I'll go all the way.
yep.
That's,
Yep, so they're just quick, so, you know, like I said, this does not take long in the salon at all. And
See a
depending
little
on
bit
your,
better. I'm gonna block you.
you know, where your clientele is and all that type of stuff, you can, here you can see. Let's see, and I can go up a little bit higher on some of the pieces. Now this is much higher than I went on into the other ones. You could do this without the planchette if you wanted to. I just feel like it gets a little more,
It's easier.
Yeah.
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 Yeah, it's more thorough because, like I said, now I'm pressing it against here, so now it's not like just in my hand.
Right.
And then I don't have to smudge it all with my fingers, so then I keep
Yeah.
my hands a little cleaner. Because I try to keep everything as clean as possible. It doesn't always go that way, but yeah, I definitely try to because it just makes everything cleaner. And honestly, a cleaner application makes for a better experience, I feel like, for the client. They notice, like I've had people tell me before, I've never had my single process this clean before where none of it's on my face at all, but they'll notice stuff like that. And clients do notice little stuff. And those little things do separate you
Yeah.
from the others.
Other.
Yep. Because so, like I said, a lot of it is knowing your products, knowing which product to use, knowing different techniques, and that's what separates us. You know, you can go to anybody and just get a regular single process, but if I could do a color melt on you, you know, that can charge a little extra, a lot extra because I'm doing the time, right? But then it's something different, and not a lot of. I mean, not saying nobody does color melts, but there's a lot of people that probably don't. So you can have something new. And again, the more you educate yourself too, that's going to separate you from the clients. The clients notice that stuff. When
Yeah.
you know what you're talking about, when you can explain levels of lift and the lightening system and the numbering system and all that stuff to them, underlying pigments, they notice that stuff. Like I said, I've gotten clients that they've come to me just because I explained it to them and their old hairdresser didn't, and they couldn't understand why the hair was doing this or whatever the case was, you know? Like I said, if I don't want all blonde there, I could pull some of the darker pieces all the way through. I could have pulled some of the red further through. I'm just kind of doing this for demonstration purposes. But yeah, you can just go through and pick and choose what you want to do.
And then it depends on what the clients want. If they
Yeah,
want
of
to
course.
see some part a little bit brighter, then you could go through and
Yeah,
play with
absolutely.
it.
And sometimes clients will just let you do whatever you want to do.
Yeah, pretty much.
As long as you're not like,
Yeah.
oh, I'm gonna make your hair green or something like that. They're usually
That's
cool
true.
with it, you know. A lot of my clients, most of my clients, I've done their hair forever, so I kind of have an idea. You know, there's some people that are very particular. I want this piece like this and this piece like that. Okay, fine. And then I get other people go, just give me something cool, make me look cool, or make me look hot or whatever. All right, cool. So that's it. That's basically the color melt. So yeah, that's like I said, you can do that a quick
Play
service.
with it.
You could even if you wanted to, you could even put a few foils around the hairline if you wanted to. But if you want, you can go ahead and do one of the other quadrants if you want, or if you want to try it
You
out.
can.
Just so you want to see how the color works and how it spreads. Here's our base color. Here's our mids, and here's our ends. And you can feel free to use
You
the
guys
brush
feel free to.
and the
How
planchette.
long you leave it for?
I normally would probably let it sit for, since I was using a no, I'd probably let it sit for 35 minutes. It's an open air on the end, so it's not gonna really over process or burn too much. And I'm using 15 volume on it, and I did metal detox. So even if it sits a little long,
It's well protected.
it'll be fine, yeah, it'll be fine. But then, yeah, then you can just, and then see how I even have these lines here a little bit? I wanna blend those in more, I can go back and
Brush it in.
even more. Or I can just go by section. See, now I want this to blend in a little more there.
Someone asking you a question. They said they thought that the color would bleed together by brushing the whole section and application together.
Well, it is bleeding together a little bit, but that's creating the melt though. That's what we want, to be able to create a melt. So it's because I don't want it to be 6N 8.43 lightener. So that's why I'm creating that melt. Now it does lift a little bit differently when it's touching that color, but because of that, we're getting more of a safer lift on there too. And it's going to be a little more of a blend. So this isn't going to be like platinum blonde or anything like that. It's just going to be lighter, and it'll be warm too. So it all kind of mesh together,
Okay.
right?
Thanks for answering
Yeah,
the
of course.
question.
Do you guys want to try it yourselves, or
Good.
you good?
It's nice to
Yeah.
see it.
Just use a cup. Well,
All right.
don't waste a color.
Yeah. All right. Yeah. If you don't want to try it, then
It still have to sit there. I'll play with
Yeah,
it for you.
But then, yeah, you can. Like I said, I've let it sit for 35 or so. But yeah, of course, obviously do the whole
Oh,
thing.
it's great though.
Yeah.
And
But
I
it-
like the thickness of the color.
Yeah.
It's not like.
Here, I'll put the
Why don't you
application.
just go ahead and so you can just feel it. That's right there. Just grab
gonna
it
just-
there. Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, you can take this.
I was gonna feel how thick it felt.
Yeah, and then just check them all out if you want to, just to see the difference of them all.
Oh, you don't need a gloves?
I mean, I'm not gonna make a mess.
Oh.
Yeah, do you take some gloves if you want? If you don't need them, then that's fine too.
And
I
how
just wanna
long?
see the thickness of the
I
color.
mean, you have to use this one first.
35, she just playing around.
Oh.
Oh, you're
She
good.
just,
I just wanna
she
try
just
it.
took it.
I just wanna
Yeah.
feel how thick it moves.
Yeah, like I said, if you just wanna feel the product, then that's
And
fine.
actually, and the brush is actually kinda cool too, cause I use more thinner brushes, so I wanted to feel how the brush feels.
Yeah, this brush was really good. Use my favorite instead of using a comb. Most of them use my favorite. Well, I'm supposed to use a comb, but.
That's pretty neat.
And it's good for 35 minutes, you said?
Yeah, so our Inoa's gonna sit for 35, our Dia color is gonna sit for 20, and then this usually just sits to what we're good, what color we're good, right?
So sometimes my, like
Thank
my
you for
texture
teaching
here at
the
work,
class.
Yeah,
the
of
hair is
course.
thick, I would go up and then I go down
Mhm.
upward.
Another thing too, when applying this, if you bring the brush upwards into the other color, it'll kind of dishevel that
Which
line
I've seen
more.
that.
Yeah, that's what I do sometimes, I do like top and bottom, so, get it everywhere. I'm supposed to use the brush. You want to go?
Yeah, I like the thicker brush. I wouldn't have never thought about using
Mm-hmm. Yeah, because like I said, it holds more color in it. So sometimes you do end up using a little more color with the brush
Yeah,
just
that's
because
alright,
it
as
holds
long
it.
as it holds it better and
But-
it actually penetrates through.
It does.
You know,
Yeah.
sometimes the thinner brushes don't penetrate through as much, so.
Right,
They
right.
sell the thicker brushes here?
Yeah, they have those here. Yeah, they're this last aisle.
Was that one of them? No, that's so thin. It looks
Yeah.
thinner now.
Yeah, they're all
Got
the
wet.
same.
Yeah, really wet.
Yeah, they have it's like a 2-pack. It has a
Yeah.
black one and a pink
Oh,
one in it.
okay.
Yeah. I usually use the black one for darker color and the light ones, but whatever, it doesn't matter. But yeah, they have them here.
Long way, right?
Yeah, and either way, however it's more comfortable in your hands.
Yeah.
It takes a little bit to get used to, because I'm holding the brush, I'm holding the planchette, and I'm
And the
holding the
comb.
comb. So it does take a little bit getting used to and kind of the hand motions of it all, but once you get it, you'll be good. It's like anything else, a little muscle memory it takes and you're good to go.
Alright, are we gonna do anything else or are we good?
No, the only thing I have left is, oh yeah, I gave you the QR code
Yes,
already.
and I already filled it out.
Okay, perfect, thank you. And also, just so you all know, this product, the bleach, the developer, the color, the bottle of metal detox, the shampoos, take them with you because otherwise I have to take them back with me. And I don't.
She took the good one. I know, she was snatching
I'm like,
that.
oh, oh, you
There's
got that
another
one?
developer, and there's another
Or one of those,
curl
Fred.
spray.
Leave that for me, I'll take that one.
You
Okay.
take that one?
Yeah. Thank you. But I needed one of that.
Yeah, but yeah, and even if you wanna take the other, the leftover color, there's like half a tube of each of them.
What about the gloves?
The gloves, those are mine, I need those.
Okay. Thank you.
Yeah, no, that's it.
No, thank you. Very cool.
And I think it says here to take one of
Oh,
these,
yeah,
right?
take one of those little, I forgot about those, yeah, those little, gift bags there, take one of those too. Wow, we started late and even got done
I
early.
know,
That was pretty
thank
good.
you so much, it was
Yeah.
nice meeting you.
Yeah, you as well. And like I said, if you have any questions, feel free to let me know. And, yeah, you already filled out the
Yes,
QR
I'm
code, so
good.
yeah, then the more positive reviews I get, the more they will bring me back.
Bring you
so,
back, okay.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah, we're not too bad. Usually I'm always late at these classes, so I'm kind of surprised we got kind of set.
Of course.
It probably helped that not as many people showed up, so we didn't have a lot of questions and stuff like that. Sometimes I go to salons with like 30 people and there's like 100 questions.
And then you just run the color through or did you?
Yep.
Oh, you did get the detox.
Yeah,
There's no more out there.
yeah, there's no more, yeah.
There's no more what?
The detox.
Oh, really?
Okay,
Yeah. That's a great product.
And you said to go to the, do a review?
Oh, yes, here, let me give you my QR code. Yeah, you can scan the code here.
And turn it off.
Yeah, no, I know, my phone's been going off all the time. I got my owner of the salon texting me, I got L'Oreal texting me, I got clients texting me.
And oops, what I forgot? I didn't brush it like you did, Marcus.
No, you just, that's okay, go ahead and brush
Okay,
it now.
got it.
You ladies gonna try it? I wanna see what the color comes out to be. You ladies gonna try?
Yeah, so you wanna try it or check out the, just, if you want, maybe just get a feel for what the texture of the product is, if you'd like.
Yeah, I see.
Unless you're.
I can see what it is.
Unless you, it's a little bit messy now, but.
Well, that'll be, this would be for my partner.
Oh, let me have those gloves, just cause I've,
Oh,
yeah, cause I'll need those tomorrow.
you need a full paper.
Yeah.
You are cool.
Oh, yes, yes. Yeah, I got it.
Thank you, Mr. Marcus.
Yeah, so thank you for.
But I need to see the outcome, the finishing.
You have to watch it.
Yeah, unless you don't wanna
I
wait,
like to
that's
see,
totally
yeah.
I wanna see it.
How the color.
Yeah.
So we have like 20 more minutes for it to,
About, yeah.
yeah.
We'll rinse around a little, we'll do 15 more. Pull up your camera. Okay. Now click that. There it is. And it'll give you a little, yep,
So you have to fill it out.
yeah, just, it's only like, it's like 5 questions, it asks you my name and all that stuff.
You keep these? You
Yeah, I
keep
need
these
those too,
packages?
yep, there you go, those back as well.
If you want, you can order some, maybe you can order the swatch, right?
Yeah, you can, and if you have a level loyalty, you can order them with your points too, your level loyalty points. Yep, yep. Oh, I need the box too.
Oh, you need the box?
The boxes, yeah. Yeah, those are just for displays, to display for classes, I don't.
You need trouble with those.
Yeah,
Yeah.
they'll get mad if I ask for another one, so.
And what about,
You can take those.
okay.
Yeah, it was just the stuff and the gloves and stuff I needed, everything else.
I appreciate it.
Yeah, of course.
Marcus, what is it?
Marquez. Yep, my last name. Scholten, Scholten.
You need the color too?
Nope, you can take those.
What's your name? Marcus? what?
SCH.
Scholten. Ten.
This is the on the
Yeah,
bottom, Marcus?
someone's with name.
No, that's just a L'Oreal salon centric barcode, but yeah, you could definitely take those too. I'm sorry.
Salon Sushi, will be the salon.
That's whatever salon or suite you work at.
Oh,
But we were at a store, we did salon centric store, we're not at a, because a lot of classes are at salons where I go to the salons and teach them, so it's like
These brushes are almost like brushing clothes.
that. Yeah,
The
kind
one
of.
for
It's
painting.
like for balayage too. I use those for balayage.
Oh.
Yeah, oh yeah, definitely for balayage. Yes, I will. Oh, you know what, I don't have any towels.
They should have towels. Yes, we're waiting for the color to process, so we're waiting for like 20 minutes or less, and then we'll wash it out. But thank you guys for tuning in. Welcome, welcome. I'm at a L'Oreal's class in Ocoee, Salon Centric, and we're doing a L'Oreal color today. So we're giving this another 15 minutes or so, and then he will be rinsing and we'll see the color. Please like, share, and subscribe to my channel. I appreciate you guys. Thank you all for tuning in. And that's a salon, the beauty supply out there. That's the beauty supply, and we are in the back of the beauty supply where they're having the classes. So it's always good, guys, for you to be educated on your color and your hair and what's new, what brands are out, and the latest trend of color, styles, etc. So it's always good to update yourself on classes like what we're doing today. So please remember to like, share, and subscribe. No, it's on YouTube.
Oh, you put it on YouTube?
Yeah.
I don't have a YouTube channel. I have to set it up one.
You don't have to have a channel, you can have a page, just go to YouTube.
No, YouTube, yeah. Yeah, my YouTube is not working. Mine is working on my iPad.
Bring your iPad and you can share it with your friends. Oh, Marcus, we should have that.
That's it. I'm not doing nothing.
You're leaving early.
Yeah, like I say, I'm kind of surprised we started late and got out early. That
Because
never
we're
happens.
a little bit advanced, so
Yeah, no, that definitely helped, yeah. Because a lot of the classes I do are people just out of hair school and stuff too, so.
And they're Wi-Fi.
Yeah, and then too, that, I don't know if they have those shakers here, but you can definitely order them from Salon Centric too.
Okay.
And again, I don't know if I mentioned it, but I'll be back, I think it's the 24th or something like that, not, I got 2 weeks in a row, I'm in Port St. Lucie, and then I'm back here again on
Okay,
Monday,
so
so.
that's gonna be the third week of this month?
I think it's like the last Monday of the month, I think. It says it up on the sign up front there.
Yeah.
No, we will not be using a hair dryer. It will just be sitting out, no dryers, because he just used a 20 volume. Um, there's no reason for a dryer, because we just need it to be blended, not lifting so much. Marcus, would you suggest a dryer for the color? No.
No, you don't need to use a dryer.
Yeah, that's what I thought.
Usually with most of our products, it's not a dryer is not necessarily with most of pretty much everything.
Okay. Pull again, pull again. And these color guides are all ammonia free, no ammonia, okay? So the ammonia dries our hair out and they irritate your scalp. These are ammonia free, which is good for those who have sensitive scalp, dry hair. It has a lot of moisture. The product safe to sit on the hair dryer you really don't have to use a dryer. They can just sit out for 30 minutes, not necessarily a dryer.
Yeah, one of the things is our, so Majirel has it in particular, Majirel has a conditioning agent in it. And if you put it on the dryer, the heat will burn the conditioning agent off of the color, so then your hair is also getting up in the process with the heat, as well as you're not getting the conditioning anymore like you were. The Inoa and the Dia color won't really do anything under the heat, so you're just basically wearing the hair out for no reason to do that, so there's not really any reason to do it. Yeah. The only thing is maybe the lightener, but again, I usually only do heat maybe 5 to 10 minutes at the last very end, and that's it, so I don't, it's pretty rare that I use heat at all.
Okay, okay. For this particular product line, no, you don't need a dryer because it has conditioner in it. And if you put it underneath the dryer, then the dryer will dry the conditioner out. And then it pretty much defeat the process of using this color with the conditioning in there. So no. I mean, for the highlights, yes, you can for 10 or 15 minutes, but other than that, no. Oh, I guess.
I like it. That's what I want.
You're okay, you're good. I feel like
I don't have this one. I have the one.
I have the regular one.
The other one. And I have two. I have one card for color, and I have another one.
Yeah, I like that one.
Yeah, I don't let people working in there. I don't let them use color on my top station. I don't let them do
So you
that.
buy all the cards?
Yes.
You using all those papers? Books? Put them up so they can somewhat sort it out. Nice.
I mean, give me one more.
This one?
Yeah.
Thank you.
Yeah, because I don't want color all over my station, because my station is also very expensive. I don't want them to mess it up with color. And you know color, when you pick the color, it's everywhere.
And also, if someone wants to take the mannequin, you can too.
I can, I'll take it. Thank you.
I'll let my daughter go practice. I like these though. And you said these,
They might have them here, if not, you can definitely order them
online.
from online.
From L'Oreal.
Yeah, Salon Centric, yep, just go to the Salon Centric website, yeah, they have it on there. Yeah, just when you do your color order, they're not expensive, I think they're like $9.
They're nice, they're straight versus using the brush
And it makes it so much better. I have some certain products don't mix quite as well. Even, like I have girls that work in my salon that use other products, not, well, they use L'Oreal, but they use other stuff too. And I use yeah, but like for instance, like one of the girls at my salon, she's a renter, so she doesn't use L'Oreal, she uses Goldwell. And the Goldwell gloss, the colorants, it's real, like, it doesn't mix very well. So it's funny because she's always like shaking it, stirring it, and I'll just be like, here, give it to me. I'll put it in there, shake it up, there you go. Oh, that works so much better. Yeah. Definitely. Yeah, it's definitely helpful. For sure.
Yeah. How many minutes?
Oh my God, people are blowing my phone up. Leave me alone until we're done with this class. People are, because I'm the manager of the salon too, so people are like, are we gonna be open on Wednesday with the
I
hurricane
know.
coming?
Open Monday,
No, we're not open Monday, but then my owner of my salon is texting me about it, and then.
Wednesday.
And then my mom and dad, my mom's texting me, is everything okay? And then my brother's texting, because they live in Michigan. I'm like, yes, I'm fine, I'm trying to teach a class. As soon as I get
Leave me
done,
alone. Going home.
going back
You
to.
are you open Sunday too, no?
No, my salon used to be open 24, or not 24 hours, 7 days a
7 days a
week.
week.
Yeah, but after COVID, we stopped.
You close Monday.
So we're closed Sunday and Monday now, yeah. Yeah. Well, we had a Sunday crew, and then they didn't want to work on Sundays anymore. During COVID, we stopped, and then they didn't want to do it anymore after COVID. And then Mondays were just not busy. There was just, it was,
slow day.
yeah.
And you need to go somewhere or go to the doctor, you have to, if you need, always make an appointment on Monday, yeah.
We'll go ahead and rinse her out now.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
Yeah, so,
I'll walk you through. So are you just gonna rinse her out with the regular?
yeah, because I already gave the shampoo.
You gave away everything? Ah.
Yeah, I guess I didn't think that far ahead. Right?
Uh-huh.
Well, a lot of times people will just leave after I do the application,
I
so
know,
they don't.
but this is the best part. You wanna see the outcome results.
And then I
You
didn't
want me
even.
to hold the pot?
Yeah, there you go, perfect.
Oh, I like that color, that gold color and the red.
Yeah. I don't know if you. It's a pretty subtle one. This one is, so I don't know. You might not even be able to see it very
I
well.
can see it.
With it wet, with dry, you'd be able to see a lot better.
Better.
Didn't need to get her face wet.
Rinse
Then.
that girl off.
Yeah. Yeah. Let's pull all these clips out.
Be careful.
Yeah, these mannequins are nice too to practice new techniques on. Or it's nice because some of the classes I'll do a real person, but when I do a real person, I got to do the whole head. So.
Yeah. Oh, that's yeah. And then you gotta style it.
Exactly. I didn't even bring a blow dryer or nothing today, so thank you.
I see it,
Yeah,
yeah.
you can see a little bit of that in there though.
Mm-hmm.
Still got color in there.
Still up.
Oh, thanks.
So guys, you gotta make sure you wash the color out properly. No
Yeah.
residue leave in the
Yeah, do an
hair.
actual, a real shampoo.
Yeah, shampoo. And you'd use would you use a neutralizing shampoo to wash it out or regular?
I just use, well, usually I would use Metal Detox
Okay,
shampoo. Yeah,
okay.
usually is what I do. And sometimes I'll go over with another shampoo, like a Siri Vitamin Color or something like
Okay.
that. Or we have Kerastase in my salon too, so I'll use that sometimes.
Okay.
Yeah, and she's still got a little color in her hair coming out, but that's alright, whatever.
I see your gold. Yeah.
Alright. Yeah, I'll give her to you and you can put her on the mannequin stand
Okay.
if you want.
Alrighty. Yep.
Take a look. What do you think?
Okay.
It's
She's
hard to see it
pretty.
when it's wet, but you can definitely
I can
see
see
it.
it. Mm-hmm.
With the
That's
curly
a
hair, this is
pretty
like
natural color.
great on a curly hair.
It's
Yeah,
nice.
it's
It's
nice.
nice.
Oh my God.
And the root is
Yeah.
Like it.
more of
Oh,
a
they make-
So it's pretty
brownish,
subtle on
reddish.
the ends and stuff.
And
Yeah.
yeah,
Okay.
yeah, I like that color.
Good color.
That's pretty.
I'm going to.
So guys, this is the finished result of the color. It's just a subtle brown color and gold mixed to the end of it.
Make one class. Oh,
That's it.
this is the finish
From
line.
that to
So
this.
do I. Ha ha.
Yeah, it's nice.
Let me just do the video.
Yes, it's a head on the stick. But thank you all for watching. Thank you for tuning.
What
I appreciate
volume
you all.
use with
You
the-
guys have a
the
great
bleach
day.
was
God
20,
bless you.
25.
Thank
Just
you.
use 15 volume on the bleach.
Yeah, 50.
You're welcome. Thank you guys. Have a good day.
It's
Bye.
nice.